Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament seed, this time between Edgestream and SassageLink83. On Restream tonight, we have Lord of the Synth. On tracking duty, we have Kamian Renokai. And then joining me here in the commentary booth is RyGuy3745. I'm the Amused Miniature. How you doing today, RyGuy?
I'm doing all right. We've got a nice little Monday night randomizer race here to get our week started. This one between Edgestream and SassageLink. This is part of our bonus bracket. So the winner moves on, the loser is done. 2 enter, only 1 leaves.
Indeed, this is being a double elimination tournament. It is bring it or go home. So a very exciting seeds happening here. The really nice thing today is that we are going to be running with Repellent Dungeons, which I haven't run a lot of seeds with that. How is it impacting the tournament so far, Reggae?
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Repellent Dungeons typically matters the most for Sharlock. I'm reminded of a seed that I did, I believe, last week where every Sharlock enemy was horrible, was terrible, but we had like 101 defense going in. So with Repel, if you have more defense than the enemy has strength, you won't get that. You won't get that encounter. And typically as we're working our way up at the beginning, that doesn't matter too much. Our defense is usually pretty low as we're working our way up the levels. But by the time you get to the end game, if you have a lot of defense, you can start repelling a lot of those Sharlock enemies. This might lead our runners to maybe try going out of their way a little more than they would for a gold grind. Try to get that silver shield, which adds 20 to your defense and could help them repel more of those enemies. Make for a nice leisurely walk through Sharlock.
Yeah, absolutely. And some interesting name choice by Edgestream there. Still a high HP, high strength growth. So that's fairly nice. Unfortunately, starting out with the minimum level of HP and a lot of stats in the red, this is definitely going to be a rough start.
Maybe. It's not too bad. You've got 8 strength, which I think is the most important stat. You can go after definitely your slimes, definitely Drakies. Maybe if you're feeling it, a ghost, possibly. That 10 HP is a little worrisome for a ghost, so is that 4 defense power. But you're certainly on slimes and red slimes and Drakies. And I mean, we could always find an extra key or an Erdrick sword in the throne room. That always can change things real fast. Or a town nearby.
Absolutely. And we also start with the hurt spell today as well. And so that would make quick work of ghosts. We might even be able to see them take down a scorpion too, depending upon how the rolls go.
Oh man, I totally missed that. Yeah, the hurt spell, who cares what your strength is at that point? You can absolutely do some damage to the hurt spells. This won't be too bad at all.
Yeah, I missed it too, and then I looked and I was like, oh, commentator's curse. Well, here we go. That's how we're going to start today, huh?
Let us see how we start today. We have the Dragon Lord versus Link. That makes sense, of course. They fight each other all the time. The King's going to give his little speech about talking to the guards. I doubt we're going to talk to any of the guards. We're going to open up all these boxes for sure. We're guaranteed to have 1 magic key. We also get an herb, so that'll help a little bit. And a cursed belt.
Well, I don't mind seeing a cursed belt too much. I'd rather see a cursed belt than gold in the starting throne room here. Definitely would have been nice to see a extra magic key. But if it's going to be something that we can get gold off of, potentially, I'd rather see a cursed belt that we can sell in town.
True, I guess. There's a list of things I'd rather see first, but yeah, I guess you could do worse. They can sell that curse belt for 180 gold in a town, and we see the Edgestream using the hurt spell. Ooh, droll, not interested though. And jumping up to level 2 with not much. Oh, a spell.
Hey, a heal spell. We'll take that at level 2, and directly north of the castle there we have a town as well. So that's nice to see.
Double town.
Double. Wow, insane. Remoldar. Okay, well, keys are not as big of an issue now.
Keys aren't as big an issue. We can't quite afford keys yet, but once you get 53 gold, you can go right up there and buy some keys. And Garanham right here too. Edgestream going to check it out and see there's that silver shield we talked about. So if there is a gold grind, you can just hop right on up here and pick yourself up a silver shield.
And Edgestream going to take advantage of selling that cursed belt here real quick, and then is probably going to pick himself up the copper sword in Garenham here. Oh, never mind. Maybe we're going to check out Remoldar first. Oh, hey,
No, yeah.
good play.
Yeah, I like what Edge is doing there. He sold the cursed belt. You can't sell it in Remoldar because there's no item shop, but he went over to Garenham, sold it, and hey, he's got enough money for a couple of keys. 3 keys, in fact.
3.
Yeah, he could have purchased the copper sword, but with the hurt spell, not as necessary. So that's a really heads-up play by Edgestream. Normally you can't do that because Remoldar doesn't have an item shop, but with Garenham right next door, that's something you don't see too often. So that's good on him to notice that. Now he can check out the back of Garenham, which has 3 treasure chests and a cave, plus Tantegel Castle with a treasury with 4 treasure chests and a cave in the back of there as well.
And we have Fairy Water. We have 580 gold. And then we also have the Stones of Sunlight, one of the 3 required key items. But that large amount of gold is definitely going to go towards an in-stay, and we might see some equipment here too, and then probably back over to pick up some more keys.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things Edge can do. There is also a key shop in the back of Tantegel. It's a little more expensive, but it's more maybe, say, on the way. So he might just decide to check the treasury and go check out the back of Tantegel and buy more keys at the same time. The Stones of Sunlight are really helpful because as far as a quest item goes, they're not anything as far as equipment or anything like that, but the Stones of Sunlight will help us make the Rainbow Drop. You need the Silver Harp, the Stones of Sunlight, and the Erdrick's Token. You amass all those together, you can trade the Harp in for a Staff of Rain, then trade all 3 of those things in for a Rainbow Drop, and a Rainbow Drop will let you build a bridge across the Dragon Lord's annoying little moat so you can go in and go stab him in the face. Sausage picking up level 2 over there on his side.
Actually, that was level 3, and it came with the spell of Heal More. And then it also came with a 9 HP boost, but not a whole lot else to go with it.
Oof. Yeah, I kind of glanced at the stats, and I thought it was level 2 because the stats are not very much higher than level 2.
Yeah, the only thing beneficial there being some nice HP there. We do have the Tablet Cave right next to the castle here. So seeing some play with the torch on Sausage Link, we'll get a pickup there. Meanwhile, Edgestream checking out the cave in the back of Garenham here. Let's see what we got.
Looks like Swamp North. Wait, was it Swamp South that was the cave right outside the castle? I know Sausage went in real quick. Is Swamp Cave going to go between like 4 tiles here? That'd be pretty awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's where Tablet actually is.
Was it Tablet? Oh, I was hoping. Tadaru asking in chat about, I think it was Edgestream picked up a whole bunch of torches. Torches let you see, so like obviously Edgestream used a torch there in the dungeon, but also the side effect, you can throw a torch in battle. So he may be thinking about both. He may be thinking about he wants to be able to light up dungeons or possibly throw a torch. The torch does do less damage than the hurt spell. It does, I believe it's 6 to 9 if I'm not mistaken, 6 to 12, something like that. But they only have 8 MP. That's only 4 castings of hurt. So maybe Edgestream picking up the torch because, they have a little more now. Because he doesn't have much MP, and he wants to be able to throw stuff at enemies, damage enemies more, just by using the torch.
Wow, 4-2-6-4 are the stats on level 4. Everything in the white now. So that's awfully nice. The unfortunate side being that we learned another spell. We learned Return and Repel. Repel not going to be too handy yet. Edgestream dying here. I didn't catch what all was in the treasury. I do see a torch there.
Yeah, nothing exciting for Sausage. He's going to reset out of it. I missed what was there too, but it's extremely uninteresting. We'll see it again on Edge's screen here. Sausage did miss the curse belt. He didn't sell the curse belt, I don't believe, but he's okay because he was able to grind up enough money, grind up 53 gold to get himself a key, but he was uninterested. And yeah, we're seeing there's like wings and herbs and torch. Doesn't look like a gold grind.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's going to depend upon what's actually in the basement of Tantegel here. We actually have a fairly decent chance of having either Swamp or what's the other one? The Grave. back of Tantagel here. Meanwhile, SassageLink picking up level 4, learning that it comes with some spells that are not quite useful yet. Meanwhile, Edgestream going to check out that back cave, and then I would imagine that we'll probably see these runners kind of settle into a little bit of grinding before they branch out to explore here. What do you think?
Yeah, it depends a lot what's back here. Edge is hoping for a dark cave with treasure so he can... Nope, that's the harp cave. So that's where you trade in the silver harp for the Staff of Rain. Useful for the story, but not going to help us with our gold grind. So the gold grind is off, I believe.
Yes, unfortunately, no gold grind. So it's going to kind of depend upon where they're at with their money and what spike tile enemy we have.
Yeah, even with the favorable spike tile, it's difficult to grind up. It's possible, but it's difficult to grind up to a silver shield. So our runner's probably gonna pass on that. That said, Garanham did have, as you see on Sausage's side, the large shield, which is the second best shield in the game. That does give you plus 10 defense. So, and it's much cheaper too. So, oh, there was a magic key. Oh, there's a magic key in Tablet. That's where Sausage got his from. Got it.
Yep, pretty decent find. Edgestream. Pretty disappointed that he wasted the time to come down here for it, though. It's not a super huge waster, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, it's one you got to check, though. I mean, you don't want to leave it behind. The one time you decide you don't need to check it, it's got the sword, the armor in it. So, and it only takes up what is it, like 35 seconds or so. It's not a huge time commitment. Your opponent's going to check it too, so it's not a huge deal. It's annoying, but not a huge deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Sausage going to delve in down here into the swamp cave, see what we got. He picked up a bamboo pole, which is I would say an interesting play on his part, to say the least.
I do that from time to time. I don't have money for anything. I'm like, yep, we're getting the pole. Let's go for it. Bamboo pole adds 2 to your attack power, so I mean, it's unlikely to make a huge difference, but it looks pretty. The Stone Man was appreciative of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, being given the business with this lower agility, even though agility is actually one of our better stats here.
Which is not saying a whole lot. The stats are all on the white, but they're kind of Mr. Spoke's pointing out that there is what I call a ghetto grind possible. Back of Garanham does have gold, and Remulder's right next door, so you can enter into Garanham, pick up that gold chest, leave Garanham. The chest will pop up again. You can walk back into Garanham and go get it. This is much slower than the gold grind glitch, so you wouldn't want to go to 14,800 gold on it, but you could maybe go to, say, like 3,800 and pick up a nice full plate and a nice large shield for yourself. That'd be really nice, as Edge picks up 5. A lot of hit points and everything else kind of meh.
Yeah, once again, another meh level. Just not really seeing the love here. And we're going to see what's in the double block chest here in Remulder. I don't think that Edgestream has checked this yet. And it's just a bunch of gold. But at least we'll be able to see Sausage maybe pick up some better equipment and kind of see things level out a little bit here.
Yeah, Edge is back in Garanham, and he looks like he is going to grab the gold. I think he's going to grab himself at least a large shield. I don't know if he's going to do this for the full plate, but the large shield will be plus 10 to his defense. The full plate, you'd have to go back and forth and do that 4, 5, or 6 times, depending on your rolls on the gold. It would be a lot of time, but also the full plate does give you plus 24 defense, so it's a little tempting, but he does get the large shield with plus 10 defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, SassageLink picked up a hand axe in Remulder, so a little bit more attack power in his favor here. We're going to see level 5 for him, picking up from a Metal Scorpion kill here.
Ooh, the Metal Scorpion's really nice. I think he might want to hang out there because you just throw a couple hurts at them. In fact, 1 hurt might kill them. You throw a couple hurts at them and they go down. You get 31 experience. And so that can get you up to level 6. You need 165 experience. That can get you that amount real quick.
Smashy, it wasn't quite a key start. Remulder is just extremely close to home. And we also had gold in or the cursed belt in the starting chest, so we were able to pick up keys early. Tablet is the cave that's right next to it, and Tablet also has a magic key as well, so keys early, just not quite that early. The Stones of Sunlight were actually in the back of Garanham.
Yep, and that's the only key item we found so far. So we had Tablet Cave, like you mentioned, with the key right outside of the castle. We found Garenham and Remolder right north of the castle, and the back of Garenham had, what did it have in it now?
It had Fairy Water, Gold, and the Stones of Sunlight.
Right. Oh, and Swamp Cave. That was the other thing I forgot too. Swamp Cave was back there, so we haven't really explored past Swamp Cave. And then the back of Tantegel has the Harp Trade-In, but we don't know where the Harp is. So we've done a little exploring around. We've seen some of our locations. Sausage is starting to press out east. We haven't seen east yet. And it does look like Edgestream is maybe going for that. I don't know if he's going for the Fairy Water or the Gold. Maybe a little of both. But the Fairy Water, like the Torch, you can use the Fairy Water on enemies, but the Fairy Water has a much higher damage range. That is 9 to 16.
Yeah, it's definitely really nice. This is going to be a little slower. Maybe there was a chainmail here. I think that's what I saw here. Or he might be picking up a hand axe. Picking up the hand axe.
Yep, he's got his hand axe too. Nice. As I mentioned, Sausage is pressing out east, and he's found plains, forest, swamp. No caves, no towns yet out there. A lot of swamp, though. They do have the heal spell. They do have the heal more spell, but not a lot of MP to cast those. So we'll see how far he can get on his resources. Ooh, and an Axe Knight. Not what you want to see out there.
Yeah, that's pretty danged unfortunate. Hopefully there's something else out there besides Axe Knights in that zone.
Oh, well, there's a third town just north of Townsville. We'll see. Yep, Edge has got to get through this magician. He should be no problem with that. And we'll see what town this is. They do also have the option to go through Swamp Cave. I don't know. Ooh, it's Cole on Edge's side. Edgestream tried to go through Swamp Cave. I'm not sure if he made it. I think he got killed by something in there. But maybe they could go through Swamp Cave and explore their side of that too if the main continent looks too daunting.
And Cole having nothing, unfortunately. We'll see what we got here in the shop, but we've seen pretty much everything that we'd be interested in. Chainmail adding an extra 10 defense is always nice. 300 gold, small investment, works well. The no search spot there tells us that either Hawksness or the Overworld search spot is going to be a given item. It's up to 7 of them now, I think is what it is. Is that right? It's up to 7 of them now, I think is what it is. Is that right?
Let's see. Well, we've got Sausage has level 6, which, ooh, a lot of agility. We were mentioning agility was kind of low, so that agility's nice. Ooh, Edge can't get the Magic Wyvern. Much better enemies on Sausage's side. He's got a Metal Scorpion, 31 more over there. Snashy pointing out, Edgeworth did find a Metal Scorpion. Typically, he'd be thrilled with that, because if your strength is less than 20, they will not run away. Unfortunately, we're playing with the flag Scared Metal Slimes, where they will run away regardless of what your stats are. That one got bonked on the head once and decided that was enough and took off.
Yeah, that's pretty dang unfortunate. Meanwhile, Sausage Link double-checking the shop over in Garenham, seeing if he can pick something up here.
So Sausage has a bit of an experienced lead at the moment, but that's mostly because Edge was going around collecting up money for his armor. So what Edge wants to do now is, and he might be able to do it with this Druid Lord, use his extra defense to hopefully help him catch up with the experience. And he's got this Druid Lord. He's going to try to hurt race it here, damage race it with hurt. And I think his extra defense is going to let him get it. He's going to heal, and he's got one more hurt in the tank, and it should be enough, I think.
It'll be close.
Oh, good roll on the hurt, and he did get it. So there's 58 experience that, because Sausage doesn't have that armor yet, would be tough for him to get. So that's what Edge is going to have to do, use that armor to his advantage to kill things like the Druid Lord to get back that little experience gap there.
Yeah, absolutely. And with him having a defensive bonus, it's definitely in his favor to be grinding on these enemies right now. The zone straight north is going to have some tougher enemies. We've seen Golem, we've seen the Magi Wyvern, the Armored Knight, first AK of the run, Blue Dragon. Yeah, it's going to suck.
Ooh, you're not kidding. Yeah, Smashy asking if there's a gold chest. There's one in the back of Garanham. There's one double locked in Remulder. Both eat up keys, though, and there is no gold grind possible in Tantagle. So we were kind of messing around with the idea of maybe you like ghetto grind for a full plate. The chainmail, as you mentioned, Amused, was available in coal for cheaper. It only gives plus 10 defense. The full plate would give plus 24, but I don't know if that 14 defense is saving you from an armored knight. No, probably not.
Most definitely not. At these levels, any of the enemies that we've seen up in those zones up there would be pretty fatal. So, unfortunate for our runners there. Meanwhile, Edgestream, breaking off into new territory, manages to run away and has a town on the horizon here.
Ooh, this is the one that I think Sausage was approaching from the other side. Actually, now he's approaching it from the same side Edge was. They're both right near there. And I think that was where Sausage was when he got killed by an armored knight. So he's about to see this town too. And it is Cantlin, the shopping mall. We have no money, but we found the shopping mall of Alefgard, as it's referred to.
So Garfield, I think he just topped off on torches. I didn't actually see him pick up a dragon scale when he was in Garanham. So I'm not 100% sure on that.
Ooh, I'm not sure. This is gonna be close if Edge can make it. He's got one more heal left after this. And he's gonna use some herbs. That's okay. Garanham's close by, so you can refill herbs. I thought I saw him buy a dragon scale, but I don't know if he equipped it or not. Oh my gosh, those are. I don't think we're counting that, are we?
No, I don't think that's actually going to be possible. It's probably going to be a second continent, because that continent to the east there, it extended just straight east for a while. So it would be a difficult count if we were going to do it.
Yeah, now our runners are not ready to take on any sort of spike tile enemy, but the good news is the Swamp Cave is pretty close by. It's in the back of Garanham, so when they get strong enough to, they can go into the Swamp Cave, they can defeat a spike tile enemy. It's going to be an Axe Knight or higher, so we can't kill it now for sure. But we rescue the princess, and the princess will give us Gwaelin's love, which will let us know where we are on the map, and so we won't have to count off those coordinates. But that's going to for sure be a princess rescue if we decide to go get them. Now, the thing about that is that's going to have an item on there. It could be the fairy flute, which is not strictly required. It could be the death necklace, which is not strictly required. Or it could be one of our quest items we haven't seen yet. Could be the harp, could be the token, could be Erdrick's armor, could be Erdrick's sword as well. So there's a lot more good than bad that could be. And we'll see if when our runners are able to go rescue that princess and check that out.
Yeah, and for now, I think that branching out and exploring is definitely the play over rescuing Gwaelin. There's still quite a bit that's available to these runners that they still need to find, so we'll probably see that probably a little bit later in the run, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I kind of like Edgeworth's decision here. He's found this nice little zone. There's some Drolls, there's some Wolf Lords. I think he's got a breakout hurt on this Wolf Lord, though. After he heals, of course. And he's just going to grab some experience. There's Sausage. See, with his only leather armor, he's taken much more damage than that Druid Lord, and he's got to let it go. Meanwhile, Edge is sitting down and grinding because these zones around the overworld have some nasty enemies. So Edge looking to get some stats, some levels, hopefully the Hurt More spell to help him with that.
Yeah, and the NP to use the Hurt More spell as well would be nice.
I think at this point, anything, because when you start wandering around and you see Axe Knights and Armored Knights and Golems, anything, all of it. Why not all of it?
Yeah, that looked correct to me, Smashy. I agree with you. I think it was 7 steps. It's pretty close to the West Coast. And so for anybody who is unfamiliar, there's a process of reverse counting coordinates in order to know where things are at. So it would be, you could know exactly where you're at on the overworld based off of that.
Yeah, we've seen this before too, where someone mentioned that the 63 North was too close to the center. You could figure out your east-west, and then you could search on a line. And, that's not going to be super quick, but also, man, if that's the armor, and if you get it, and like we mentioned, it's going to take a long time before you can actually go rescue the princess. you could get some armor real fast if you did that.
Oh man, Sausage with the best luck in the world and then the worst luck in the world to next encounter, man. That is pretty insane. First turn run from a red and then getting nailed by an AK.
Yeah, what Sausage just learned there was that if you try to go north of Cantlin, you're going to have a very bad day, because he found what? He found a blue dragon, followed by a red dragon, followed by an armored knight. Yeah, I hope there's nothing north of Cantlin, because I don't want to go there.
Absolutely. And I really hope that we don't see a stone man on the grind tile. Hurtmore is definitely not a skill that I like to see on my spike tile enemies.
Yeah, it sort of depends. I mean, stone men are not great grinds typically anyway. But if you get if you get the armor, if you get Erdrick's armor will reduce Hurtmore, or even the well, I guess we're not probably not getting the magic armor because there's no gold grind available. But once you can reduce that Hurtmore damage, usually Hurtmore will actually be less damage if you have the armor equipped than a punch from a stone man would be. So yeah, it's not terrible. But I mean, yeah, I don't want to grind them anyway. So
yeah, absolutely. We see a Metal Slime deciding to stick around here on Edgestream's side. Needs one more damage.
Ooh,
he gets
that's big.
That is huge.
Yeah, in a seed like this where there's a lot of death, a lot of Sharlock enemies around. Ooh, look at that level too. Jeez. Oh well, the first part of that level anyway. Yeah, don't look at the end. The first part. Just look at the first part.
Yeah, 16 strength is huge, 14 agility. We're now a coin flip to run away from quite a lot of enemies that are more difficult, such as the blue dragon, the green dragon. We're pretty close to a coin flip on those types
Holy
of
cow,
enemies.
and he's a coin flip to get a second one here. And it's sticking around again. He's gotten 2 hits, right? And he's got a 50-50 on the third. Oh, you know what? Why not just overkill it? That's 2 in, like, what, 30 seconds that he got? And suddenly he went from 300 all the way up to 800 experience. That is massive in a seed like this. Okay, that level wasn't great, but still, that's massive.
Oh man, there is something that takes away from a metal slime kill, and that's when your level is not worth it.
Yeah, Brian pointing out in chat too that was the most unnecessarily excellent move ever. That metal slime had one hit point left, so let's just smash it on the head for, like, I don't know what he hit it for, like 48 or something. Yeah, that sounds good. Why couldn't you do that at the beginning, hero?
True, we definitely had to gain that level eventually, Smashy. And you know, the thing about these kinds of seeds that we all love to watch but never love to be a part of is that we talk about what we're going to do in the runner's shoes. But the truth of it is that all of us get frustrated when we're in seeds like this where we can't seem to make very much progress, and the only answer realistically is to just buckle down and grind.
Ooh, Sausage has got a Wolf Lord. He's going to have to heal here, but he should just be 1 or 2 hurts away. So Sausage did get level 7 with all that. Well, he now has more HP. So these little damage races are much easier. And as Edge hunting metal slimes, this metal slime is not guaranteed to stick around. It is sticking around, but they can run at any point. They're just, does he have? Does he have some, like, magical, like, elixir that keeps him around? What is happening here?
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. This luck is really, really nice. Unfortunately, that one ran away, but I mean, if he can kill them consistently, even like 1 out of 3, he's going to be gaining far more experience than Sausage. And this is just a really, really good play on his part here.
To answer Ruler's little, I think it's more of a joke than anything, but Ruler saying in chat that you just do excellent moves every time. It's called Dragon Warrior 4 Randomizer with 100% critical flags. It is exactly everything you think it would be and better. It's hilariously fun. You should try it sometime.
It's even more fun when you put on the chaos equipment flags too.
Did he just crit a third one? The metal slime hat trick just happened right there. Oh my goodness! Someone
7, 4, 10, and 4. Wow, this is intense.
Edge needs to. When's the next lottery drawing? Edge needs to quit this race right now and go out and buy a lottery ticket right now. Don't use up the rest of your luck on this seed. Forget this. Go buy several lottery tickets. In fact, oh my gosh, 3 metal slimes. That's crazy. That's the entire experience difference right now, right?
Yeah, that's pretty dang close to it.
Look at that, just calmly killing a Magiwyvern. That'll work. Yeah, he's up to 64 attack power now. One-shot that Magician. See you later.
Yeah, and meanwhile, unfortunately, Sausage is having to stick to these weaker enemies. This is almost a little rough to watch now.
I mean, Sausage is doing a pretty good job. He's found that same zone, that same desert zone that Edge had earlier that has the Wolf Lord, has the Drolls, and that's typically a pretty good grind as a slime shows up. All right, well, take your 1 experience, whatever, get out of here, slime. But that's typically good enemies for level 7, especially given all the trouble on the overworld. Just Edge has made these metal slimes work in crazy ways.
Yeah, it's pretty intense to watch. Definitely, and you know, I think that both of these runners are making great plays here in terms of what they have available to them. They could try to branch out and explore, but it's just not feasible right now.
Yeah, I kind of like that both of them tried. They both kind of looked around, put their stuck their necks out a little bit. The Armored Knight smashed him back home, or the Red Dragon smashed him back home. And they both are sort of realizing, like, no, we gotta get better before we go out. So they both found nice little zones. Sausage picking up level 8. I mean, only a level behind, so he gets that kind of disappointing level 8. But he's only a level behind, so. But you can kind of see Edge got, level 9 has a little bit more. I guess Sausage could probably start taking out Magiwyverns. He does have the same Heal More spell, and he has similar attack power, and Edge making use of that Heal More, able to pop back into Cole, heal up again. The Magiwyvern takes up most of his resources, but he just pops right back in, heals up, and he can go kill another Magiwyvern for 72 experience. Pretty nice gain. He's looking for 1,500 experience to get level 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lord of the Synth with the stat numbers, they're 83 for the Magiwyvern. But the other thing is that there are tons of enemies that are actually decent experience for this point in the game. I think the weakest enemy that we've seen in the zone here around Cole is the Magician. And I mean, even that's still 8 experience, so it's something.
Ooh, Sausage making a play for Swamp Continent. He's got a Warlock here. Warlock's pretty good for level 8. He'll have no problem taking care of this Warlock. He's on kind of low resources, so this might be a little run out and see what we can find. Ooh, he's got a cave. So this exploration could be what gets him back in. Maybe Edge got lucky with the metals, and maybe Sausage is about to get lucky with a little piece of equipment if the Star Wyvern lets him by. Uh-oh. But he's seen this cave, so I bet he comes back to it.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with Swamp Cave being so close to home.
Oh, and Edge has his little friend, the Metal Slime. And that one goes away. Now, the thing with Edgestream, he's over here grinding, and it's not just on the Metal Slimes, right? I mentioned a second ago, this same zone has the Magiwyverns. It has, well, Scorpions aren't great anymore, Magicians aren't great anymore, although he's only a few experience away from level 10, so he'll take the kills. But he can get Magiwyverns in here, and he can take his shot at Metal Slimes. You can tell he wants to take his shot at Metal Slimes. He's had such success with them. But he does have the Magiwyverns, which are more consistent grinds as well in this desert tiles.
Yeah, absolutely. And, another good zone is right over here by Romuldar and Garanham. These Metal Scorpions are pretty decent experience for level 8. So it's definitely got plenty of grind options available. These runners just really want to be breaking out of the grind and wanting to explore here. It's level 8, level 9, almost level 10, and we still haven't found much.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Edge is about to get level 10 here. I'm kind of curious what he'll do if this level doesn't have Hurt More. I think if you get Hurt More, you're quite happy to start running around and bring it on Axe Knight, bring it on Armored Knight. But if it doesn't, I wonder if he's going to stick around and kill Magiwyverns to 11. That's a little longer away. I guess we'll find out now if he has to make that decision.
You learned a new spell. It was outside.
Yeah.
So that's definitely unfortunate. I definitely think that at level 10, I would make a break for the second continent, or maybe a little bit further north of Cole. Our agility is up to 54 now, so we're a coin flip to run away from most of the harder stuff, with the exception of the fun toys. So it's definitely worth a shot here, and I think Edge agrees with me here.
Oh, and that Armor Knight doesn't agree, though. Yeah, the problem is that level 10... Okay, well, apparently that Armor Knight doesn't get a say. But the problem is level 10 didn't make us that much stronger than level 9. So if you're worried about a lot of death happening on level 9, there's going to be a lot of death happening on level 10 as well. Uh-oh, Edge hasn't seen north of Cantland yet, but we know what lies north of Cantland, and it's not anything fun.
Yeah, this little desert zone here is pretty dang atrocious, that is for sure. Stop spell on the blue dragon, though. That's nice.
Ooh, that's the first bit of good news I think we've seen from Charlock enemies. All right, Edge sneaks through the Desert of Death, and he gets a Wolf Lord. That's a pretty good enemy. He can definitely kill that and collect his 50-something experience and move on.
Yeah, definitely a nice pickup of 52 experience, an easy kill. Not really much of a threat either, so that's pretty huge as well. And once again, Sausage Link making his way back over by Cantland. We'll see what he decides to do with that. Oh no, this is where Swamp lets out. So it is a one-continent seed.
Yeah, and the cave he saw earlier was bonus cave, so you can use Swamp as a shortcut if you want to burn the key. And there's just a torch right there. Yeah, that does connect. He did walk over there, huh? So this is just to the east of Cantland, right?
This is southeast of Cantland, yes.
Southeast, got it. Oh, there's another cave. Okay. That Star Wyvern just made some weird stuff happen on Edge's screen. Or Magic Wyvern, apparently. It looked like a Star Wyvern for a second. But yeah, Edge doing some exploration up in that northwest corner of the continent and finding these Magic Wyverns. And it looks like a town as we pop in and out. That's going to be either, Breckenary or Hawksness?
Hawksness, Stoneman. This is just worth the information at this point, I think. Your resources are pretty well drained. Edgeworth is pretty close to a dead end. I think getting the information, maybe trying to run for it, but if you don't, not stressing it, it's going to be pretty large here. Meanwhile, Sausage Link, that cave to the southeast of Free Stuff Cave, is Mountain Cave, so we're about to see 5 checks over there on his side.
Yeah, sadly no gold grind, so we can't Death Warp out of here and collect all the things, but he gets a Fairy Water on the top. This Magic Wyvern, doesn't quite have the resources to kill, but he can get away from it. Yeah, Edge is definitely just going for the information. He doesn't have the resources to kill anything, and I don't think even if we had full resources, we could kill any of the Spike Tile enemies, but good to know what's here. Sausage finding a Fighter's Ring. When you equip that, you get +2 attack, so a nice thing to have, but again, not really necessary. Ooh, Edge finding out that it's an Armored Knight on that Spike Tile. So he's going to get killed here, but he knows as soon as he gets the Hurt More spell, he's coming right back here to get himself some Armored Knight kills and to check the Spike Tile. Oh, and unfortunately, Sausage getting killed by a Jerk Bird before he can check the last 2 in Mountain.
Yeah, that's pretty dang unfortunate. We'll probably see him head right back there as well. Edgestream deciding whether or not it's worth it to utilize the return spell to mitigate the death there. But we'll see how long it takes for each of the runners to find what the other one just found. So I would definitely say that in terms of exploration, Sausage Link has the advantage, though.
Maybe. It's always hard to tell because, they've both found different things. If the bottom 2 in Mountain have some amazing quest items that we have to have, then absolutely Sausage is in business. But the Mountain Cave so far hasn't really had a lot, right? The Fighter's Ring's nice, but eh. And on the flip side, Edgestream knows about Hawksness. It's got a nice Armored Knight. It's kind of far away for a grind, and if there's nothing there, or nothing essential there, it doesn't really matter if you know about that. So it's kind of hard to tell who's in the lead. We'll have to wait and see what these spots that each one of them found contain before we really know, I think.
This is absolutely insane. What is that, 4 or 5 kills now?
I've lost track, but I think Edge needs to use the metal slime as his sprite from now on.
Yes, absolutely. I think the community needs to demand it of him.
Yeah, after this, I mean, he's gotten... Yeah, I think that was his 4th, right? So, jeez. And this is, again, with Scared On. It's not like any of those were guaranteed they're going to stick around. They could have run at any point. Any one of those 4 could have run at any point, and he's gotten 4. That's crazy.
SassageLink playing it a little risky there against that blue dragon. Manages to get away, though.
Yeah, he's giving it a try. I mean, in fairness... Oh, he's passing on Mountain Cave, I think. In fairness, it turns out this isn't that far away from the castle, so if you take a couple risks and you die, you can get back here relatively quick. Looks like it dead ends there, so he's not going to explore that way. We see another cave across the river, but don't know how to get there quite yet.
It looks like it'll be just east and south of Mountain Cave there. There is a little islet that was off to the right there, it looked like.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, because it is one continent, so you can't get there via Swamp Cave. You'd have to get there from the southeast, I suppose. Oh yeah, I see. There it is. Yeah, right, you go through the swamp and such, probably. But Sausage is going to go through Mountain and see what he gets this time. He's got just 2 left, and again, he doesn't need to worry about trying to initiate a gold grind or anything. That's not going to be a thing, so he's just going to run for the last 2 treasure chests that he needs. Spectre's a nice enemy to run into. He can probably hurt this thing. Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah, he could hurt it. He could also attack. He'd be doing about 9 or 10 damage on average. So the Spectre is definitely a decent enemy.
That'll get him closer to level 9. Level 9 was actually a good level. 8 and 10, not so much. So we'll see if it's even odds as Edgestream gets an odd level. Nope. It's got 11 magic, but that was uninspiring otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other enemy is the Stone Man, and then we also have I believe it was a Magician or a Druid, one or the other, on the top floor of Mountain Cave Smashy. We've seen all 5 enemies, I do know that.
And I missed what Sausage got kicked out by, but he was low on resources, so he got kicked out by something. But he's back on his way there. So again, Mountain Cave not far away, so you can take those risks, and if you die, that's not the end of the world. He's going to be right back there in no time.
Edgestream deciding to take the dab to the Jerkbird there. And so he'll be back to the castle again. We'll see what happens here. Keys are pretty easy to come by in this seed. We had a very, very close by Remoldar Garanham combo right here at the start of the seed, McGrew. And we also had a curse pellet at the start, so we were able to start with keys relatively early.
Speaking of keys, Edgestream is wandering over to buy some more. And speaking of going back to the castle, SassageLink is going to be sent back home thanks to this Armored Knight. The only good news about seeing that Armored Knight is it's at least on the plains where you theoretically have the lowest encounter rate, but that's about the only good news that comes from that. Sneaky making a good point, or an interesting point in chat. 40 MP, you have 5 heal mores. You can start taking out the bigger enemies with that, definitely. Edge likes using his return to get out of the castle, and I understand that when you have no interesting spells to cast, or when you have tons of MP. Yeah, I'm starting to think that extra heal more that he loses by casting Return out of the Castle might be worth. Now he could go stay at an inn, of course, and get that back, but maybe it's worth just going down the stairs and walking outside and saving that 8 MP.
We'll see what Edgestream decides to do here. He's gonna outside back to the north side of Swamp, which is where he was just at. So he's gonna make the play for Swamp, see where it comes out. Unfortunately, not having the knowledge quite yet that it lets out right next to Tantegel Castle, just east of it, actually. Meanwhile, SassageLink picking up level 9. Some good news there for him. A little bit more agility, a little more strength. Some decent stat growth for those two on that level. And then he will be heading straight back for Mountain Cave, I would imagine.
Yeah, good news for Edgestream. Well, sort of good news. He started exploring out a swamp cave to the west. Ooh, SassageLink finding a red dragon out on those plains too. Goodness. He's exploring the west, which means he should see the connection pretty quickly. We get to Wyvern. That'll be nice free experience there, or almost free experience. So he should be able to, if he goes a little more west, he'll see Cantlin and he'll make the connection. Although this desert is not friendly.
Yeah, he should see the connection pretty quickly, pretty easily. Especially if he hits a little bit to the north there, because that'll put him right next to Cantlin. And then, go ahead.
Yeah, so just Ruler in chat saying he'd love to see a seed with Swamp North and Swamp South right next to each other. I seem to recall running some tournament seed, I don't know, a while ago. And we didn't get it right next to each other, but I remember they were like 3 or 4 tiles apart. And I definitely took an extra lap through them. It was impressive.
I was actually there for that. It was pretty interesting, because I think at that point you were just kind of goofing off because the seed had taken forever anyways.
Oh yeah, there was definitely the tilt of like, oh man, I found Swamp Cave, we're gonna go explore brand new place, maybe it backdoors into Garenham, and I was just here. So that definitely required an extra run through to blow off some steam for sure. Burt Reynolds asking, can you map wrap? Ooh, easy to say. Map wrap. No, there's no map wrap in this. It's just walls. Well, there's no walls, but it just ends on the east and ends on the south. So there's no wrapping here. Edgeworth back into Swamp Cave. I think he just made the connection right there.
Yeah, I think so as well. If he heads a little further east, he'll see Free Stuff Cave and then Mountain Cave. And as long as you step on the tile of Mountain Cave, I'm pretty sure you're guaranteed to see that other cave in the bottom right there. If you're paying close enough attention there.
Ooh, the Wyvern has heal more. That's going to be troublesome. Edge is going to try to fight through it, or ooh, not quite able to fight through it. So he's heading back to the castle. Maybe that was an intentional death? I'm not sure.
So Daddy El Padre, the connection is that this is a one-continent seed. The Swamp Cave does not actually lead to anywhere that you cannot get to from Tantegel Castle on foot. So it doesn't really behoove us to utilize the Swamp Cave in the seed, except for to rescue Princess Gwaelin.
Yeah, so we literally meant like the map connection, because when you come out of Swamp Cave, you don't know that. And Sausage found that out by coming out of Swamp Cave and walking to the west and seeing something he already see when he was exploring from the castle. So that was the literal connection of like seeing how the land like actually connects together. Now we think Edgestream just saw it too, and based on the way he's walking, he also saw the literal land connection that Swamp Caves are connected by a swatch of land, and you can walk between them.
Yeah, he's just gotta walk north now. I think he's just double-checking himself here. Maybe.
I'm sure when he gets to this desert full of AKs, he'll remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually, maybe not. Every desert seems to have AKs, so maybe that's not a good. So Sausage, again, not able to take out that Medjay. I mean, he was low on resources, but those are the kind of things where, man, really wish he could kill those Magi Wyverns, but he sees Hawksness up there, so he'll probably do the same thing as Edge, and he'll probably drop into Hawksness, get the information that there's an Armored Knight there, and maybe run, maybe try to see if that goes anywhere else, but yeah, he's not going to be able to take it out either.
Yeah, absolutely not. His resources just are not there. You can see him kind of debating with himself what the play is here. But he'll continue in. We'll see him check the spike tile. If he gets away from the Armored Knight, great. If not, not a big deal. Or he could make a liar out of me.
Maybe trying to grind, it looks like a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's always a question. at this stage, you're level 9, even Edge on level 11, you know you can't kill whatever's on the spike tile, so part of me wonders, like, do I really care about the knowledge? Like, it's going to kill me no matter what it is. The knowledge might be nice. Do I want to go out of Hawksness? Because I haven't seen if that little patch of land goes anywhere off to the east. It probably dead ends, but for all you know, maybe the grave's out there, maybe the harp cave's out there, or something really important's out there. So it's always kind of a thing to me, like, do I want the information? I'm probably going to die. Do I want to keep exploring? It's a interesting question, but Sausage looks like he has something in mind here. He wants to kill in this zone.
Yeah, this Wraith definitely being a nice enemy for level 9 here. He'll be able to take it down fairly easily. And then we'll see him delve in here and see what the spike tile enemy is. Meanwhile, Edgestream picked up the Free Stuff Cave and is now just exploring southwest of that little connection of caves there. Seeing the cave to the south of Mountain Cave there.
Yeah, we saw Edgestream showed us that it was an armored knight there. We don't know what items there, of course, but we knew it was an armored knight from Edgestream's exploration earlier. Yeah, I don't know. May they had the heal more spell. Only 3 castings of it though. Maybe an axe knight. I guess blues had stop spell. So we don't have the armor. So if you get stop spelled, you're in trouble. I don't know. We're gonna have much luck against anything, but definitely not that armored knight yet, and definitely not this golem either. Ew.
Man, Sausage Link being given by business, and that is unfortunate. Meanwhile, Edgestream and Mountain Cave, as we kind of discussed here, I think Sausage Link is going to dedicate here to exploring the eastern side. It looks like I'm correct here. It might just be that Cantlin and stuff is closer this direction. I don't know. I know that Hawksness is straight north of Cantlin, if I've been following correctly.
Yeah, Hawksness is straight north, and then this is the way to get back to Swamp and Mountain. I don't believe Sausage has seen the last 2 in Mountain. He tried again and got killed, I think. So he might be going back for those. Edge is in the 2nd floor, and he's about to show us one of the 2 chests we haven't seen if he can get away from this jerk bird.
And the jerk bird living up to its reputation here. 3 fails.
Mountain Cave has been a challenge for our runners. 4 fails, and he's going to have to come back too. Now, both of our runners at least know about how the land connects, and so both of them know they can get back here relatively quickly. So I'd be very, I'd expect Edgestream to head right on back there. He's got 4 he hasn't seen, and to go check the last 4 in there.
Also, we knew that to the east and south, we could wrap back around to another cave potentially. So this is definitely the area that we want to be heading to here.
Ugh, yeah, the only problem is this area we want to be heading to has a desert that has armored knights in it. That's fun. But yeah, I'm not really sure where else we go at this point, right? I mean, you want to go to Mountain Cave. What if one of those 2 treasure chests has, an armor or a quest item that we need? What about that other cave we saw past Mountain Cave? You have to go through that desert too. So, unless you're going to sit down and grind somewhere like Edge did earlier and hope for hurt more, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like Amazing Toaster bringing to our attention that Edgestream had a controller disconnect here.
Maybe he's trying to outweight the armored knights. There he goes. He's probably sitting there thinking like, man, I'm the Dragon Lord. What are these armored knights doing attacking me?
Well, it looks like he got it all fixed up. Gonna talk to the king here.
Yeah, safety save, I guess. I wonder if he's got some sort of interesting things in mind. Possibly, maybe he realizes that there's just a lot of death out there in Mountain Cave and that desert outside of Mountain Cave. Maybe he just wants to be able to reset for a little extra speed in case he finds an armored knight or something. Just reset and go back to the castle faster, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd definitely be a little bit quicker here, and you'd be able to pretty much immediately return outside of the castle. So you could definitely mitigate the death here pretty quickly and pretty efficiently Sausage Link finding his own where Wolf Lords are pretty common as well. The only thing that I have to say on Edgestream saving there is that even if you do hit a point where it is a reset, why would you at this point be taking battles that would grant you experience?
Well, he did cast Repel. Yeah, I'm not sure. To hurt with the Axe Knight, this is going to be close. It's going to take all of his resources so you can get it done.
I'd say at this point, using Fairy Waters would be just as effective here.
Yeah, Fairy Waters is the same range as Hurt, or is it a slightly higher range than Hurt?
It's definitely a higher minimum. I think it's a higher maximum as well. I think it's a maximum of 18. That sounds right. So it should be a higher maximum and a higher minimum. So it's just a straight up better average.
Okay, and then of course you get to save your MP for heal mores. Also, Ferran, thank you for raiding. You oftentimes hear Ferran doing what we're doing here, but thank you for raiding, Ferran. Good to have you and your fellow whammiers here.
Yes, Edgestream definitely pressing his luck today with the metal slimes and just a straight show of dominance of the Wheel of Destiny on the metal slimes today.
Oof. Well done. I don't know. I couldn't have pulled those references out. Well done, Amused.
Press Your Luck was one of my favorite game shows growing up, so...
Alright, so Sausage is closing in on level 10. I think I know it's slow, but I think I'd like to see him sit down here in this desert and just get the last experience. Even though this desert's not the greatest, you get a Wolf Lord or Droll every once in a while. Just because you never know, level 10 might be that magical Hurtmore level. You're so close to it, you don't want to be sitting... Looks like that's what he's doing. Oof, bad Snowman encounter, though. You don't want to be sitting 5 experience away from Hurtmore, so... now, we know he's not going to get it. In fact, we know level 10 is. But, yeah. I like him sitting down and getting level. I think I spied another metal slime over there on Edge's stream. It's just like normal now. It's just routine. Like, oh, Edge killed a metal slime. Whatever's. I do notice that he's suddenly very, very close to level 12 at 3,000 experience. And in fact, here is level 12. Oh, there's where the stats are. 20 power, 10 agility, 5 HP, 6 MPs, kind of whatever, but 20 power. I think we can go probably think about that Armored Knight now, though Edge probably wants to clear out Mountain before he does anything else. But, that Armored Knight becomes a whole lot more doable with 5 heal mores and 86 AP.
Yeah, it definitely becomes more doable. Its range is definitely more favorable. My concern there is the 75 HP and 52 defense. We are still going to be taking a boatload of damage from the AKs, so it's still a possibility of being 2-shot if the Armored Knight rolls high there.
Ooh, yeah, I definitely agree that, he was on his way over here anyway. You definitely want to clear out this cave. Sausage back in it as well. We got a Death Necklace from Edgestream. That was one of the chests that Sausage is going to go get now. The Death Necklace is it's a cursed item. In the vanilla game, it won't do anything for you, but in the randomizer, it will give you 10 extra attack power at the cost of 25% of your health. Our health is a little low, so we're probably not going to use it, but you never know when the game's going to dump 50 health on you, and all of a sudden you can start using the Death Necklace. So Edge picking up his Golden Fighter's Ring, and he's going to be on his way, once he takes care of his little friend here, on his way to the last treasure chest.
And simultaneous metal slimes here. Fortunately, one of them runs away. And Sausage Link getting a little bit luckier here.
Oh, so Sausage is going to have a chance for his metal slime, and he did get it, right? That was the 3rd hit. Indeed, it was. So he is getting very, very close to level 11. He gets his first metal slime.
Yeah, this is definitely a really, really interesting seed with these metal slime kills. Silver Harp in the bottom of Mountain Cave. Wolves have sleep as well, and weak fire breath.
That's kind of annoying because the wolf as an enemy gives you 40 experience that you kind of would like. Although, at this point they can deal with the sleep. They're strong enough to deal with that, and the 40 experience is not as big a deal. Would have been more annoying if we saw him in the mid game, but Sassage's going to take out another wolf here. Yeah, this is required, so it's good that Sassage is coming back. He's going to get the death necklace, which is not strictly required, but the silver harp absolutely is. So good that he came back. Ooh, Edge finding a Wraith Knight, and he can definitely... Oh, he has no MP. Maybe he can't take it then. Normally he'd be able to take it if he had full resources.
Oh, he's definitely able to take it.
Yeah, I was a little closer. I was going to say if he had all his heal mores, it'd be no question. A little sketchier because he didn't have any MP, but yeah, he still got the kill.
Yeah, he's a heavy favorite to two-shot a Wraith Knight now. Of course, I say that, and then he misses a range.
And gets dodged, but yeah, he's still got, the one Wraith Knight. He got his mountain cave cleared out. We have seen Harp trading caves, so we can go trade that in and, take care of another errand as well.
That's if we remember that it is in Tantagel. It's been so long since either of these runners actually checked that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if... I won't say he's forgotten. It like you said, it's right back in Tantagel. You can do it pretty much anytime you want to. So there's no rush. We don't have the token yet. I typically like to do it as soon as possible, though, because if you find the token and Jerk Cave all together, you can just go get your Rainbow Drop immediately. But it's not a real big priority, especially in a seed like this where you're getting sent back to the castle like every 20 seconds, it seems like.
Interesting. Edge is topping off on herbs here.
So I missed... what happened to Sassage? He was in Mountain. Did he not... He wasn't able to get through and get his Death Necklace or Harp?
I believe he died on the top floor. I think he died to a wolf, actually.
Oh, with the sleep and the baby breath. Oh, okay. Yeah, we know that he's had some tough luck in Mountain. He needs to press on, though. He needs to keep going in there, we know, because you got to get that Silver Harp. You can make do without the Death Necklace, but you need that Silver Harp, so he's going to need to get back in there and get to that last chest.
Yeah, absolutely. Edgestream heading into Swamp Cave. Probably see a princess rescue here with the coordinates that we saw earlier.
Yeah, like we were saying with the same thing with that Armored Knight. If you get a favorable spike tile here, there's a bunch of spike tiles that can take out that 20 power. That's probably not one of them.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit out of our reach. We would love to see a fairy flute now with a golem on the tile there.
Yeah, it makes the Hawksness play a little more interesting now because you've got, the Death Necklace isn't there because you already picked it up in Mountain Cave. You could get the fairy flute, which suddenly is useful for getting the princess. You could get the token, the sword, the armor, all of course necessary. The only real Zonk prize is if there's nothing there, which is possible. We've only seen one curse spell. But man, it makes it interesting. We could probably take that Armored Knight. It might, man. There's what, 4 good things and 1 bad result. I'd start thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Edge probably just wants to wait until he has just a little more HP, because the HP is just a little too close for comfort here. And I definitely think that's what he's waiting for. In the meantime, Sassage heading off east. Eventually we'll see a path that branches back down and around for that cave, I would imagine. And then we're still missing the grave, and we're still missing the Jerk Cave at this point. I believe those are the only 2 left in play now.
Yeah, those are the only 2 caves. Don't forget our favorite town of Breckenary is still lost out there somewhere, and Charlock. So actually, if Breckenary and Charlock are close to each other, that could be super convenient as far as a refill point and a place to pick up fairy waters before Charlock, in case that's a thing.
I guess now Breckenary's a little more relevant. On the off chance that Charlock and Breckenary are together, they are definitely relevant. But other than that, I'd never really talk about Breckenary.
Well, it's missing. I mean, I think... do we care if it's missing?
I didn't think so. I thought that we all just kind of agreed that it could stay lost.
All right, well, Edgestream coming up on that cave that we saw. He's done, just like you said, he's gone south and east. And there was a moment of sure his heart skipped a beat there. He saw the breathing fire, but fortunately, baby breaths. That's actually really nice, because that's probably less damage than you take from an Oxnite attack. Definitely is.
Oh yeah, definitely seeing that is a huge relief to these runners. Unfortunately, Sausage, just not having the defense, decides to run away, takes a huge, massive 37 damage from an Axe Knight attack, just nopes out of there, unfortunately blocked away. But this is indeed the grave here. What else can still be in here? The sword, the armor. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely a worthwhile play here.
So yeah, you're definitely going to check the top 3. I'm really curious to see if he checks the bottom too. It's not that far away from the castle, but it's not that close. You have to go through an annoying desert. You wouldn't really want to come back here later. But like you said, what are we looking for? The token we need. We need the armor and the sword, definitely. The flute would be nice to help us get Gwaelin. So if you don't find those things on the anywhere in the top 3, that's a lot of things that could be in those bottom 2 treasure chests, and you wouldn't really want to double back. Both our runners have keys, so they can go down to the bottom floors of the grave and collect those last 2 treasure chests. A bit of a time investment, but they both can get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And with it being 5 checks of things that are left on the overworld, it's definitely interesting. Probably the worst case scenario right now, though, would be the armor being on the overworld, the flute being in Sharlock. But with that being such a small chance, these runners are looking at a relatively straightforward endgame.
Beta bringing up a good point that Edge only has 3 MP left now, so getting to the bottom could be tough. He might try to get to the bottom, but he might not make it. The other fun thing we could have happen is you could always have the fairy flute in Sharlock somewhere, as you point out, and you could always throw the token on the overworld too, because you need the token to get into Sharlock, but the flute's in Sharlock, so you're not getting a flute to help you with that golem ever. Top 3 are mostly useless. I mean, the key is sometimes useful, but we already had keys. So Edge does look like he is. Well, he doesn't have enough MP for outside, but we'll see if he tries to get down to the bottom. Maybe check 1, maybe check 2, because otherwise he's got nothing else to do except die out of here, right? Looks like he is opening the door, and he is in the bottom part, so he's going to try for it.
Sausage Link headed back over to buy where you go to get to the grave. Running into quite a few blue dragons here, but getting some luck and getting away from them here. This path branching southwards and then taking it westwards here.
Yeah, so Sausage on his way to the grave. Also low resources, though, so he's going to have the same issue Edge did. He'll be able to get to the top 3, probably. Well, actually, the Star Wyvern might disagree with me there. Oh, no. Giselle and Beta Strep in chat pointing out that, yeah, there's a different zone in the bottom, which could be good, could be bad. It's Armored Knights down there, but he gets away and he uses an herb. He had, I think, 4 more left, so he's going to try to get there with herbs. He's close to that 4th treasure chest. The Drakima is pretty safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Sausage Link pulling out the torch, going to have a little bit easier time navigating through the grave here.
Ooh, and the token was in that 4th one, so coming down here was necessary. And Edge using the herbs to get to that treasure chest, super important. So it is required to come to the bottom of the grave, at least to the 4th treasure chest. And once they trade in the harp for the Staff of Rain, which I would do immediately now, they have all the pieces they need once they find the jerk to build that rainbow drop.
And Sausage following in the footsteps of Edgeworth here, utilizing an herb to keep that HP flowing so that way that he can try to make his way to the lower floors.
Yeah, he's going to have the same problem. He doesn't know it yet, but we've got Armored Knights and Star Wyverns awaiting. Edge able to get away from his Star Wyvern, and he's got 4 herbs. So he's using the herbs up. Sausage about to delve into the scary zone. He's on his way to the token. Edge on his way to the 5th treasure chest.
Wyvern is nice to see.
And Edge has the Drakey, so as soon as I talk about scary zone, the Drakey and the Wyvern show up, so there you go. All right, Sausage getting his token. Has not seen any of the baddies yet. He's gotten good encounters, so he's got his token, and he'll be on his way to the 5th treasure chest as well. Edge in that little star room, making his way around. He's just the few steps away. He's got from the stairs, and then a few more steps to the last treasure chest. The Drakema is harmless. Ooh, and a Warlock's a good encounter too. Sausage really caught up. He's almost there too. They're almost going to get to that treasure chest at about the same time. Edge should be right on top of it. Edge looks a little turned around, but there he goes. He finds it, and it's just an herb. So the 5th treasure chest, not necessary, but they did need to come down there to get their Erdrick's token.
Yeah, absolutely. That token being a required item, this is huge for our runners. We have access to the Staff of Rain. There's only a little bit of the map that we really haven't explored, east of Hawksness, and then north of the breakaway to come down to the grave. So the map is pretty close to explored here.
Yeah, Lorgon pointing out they both made the dive. I think that given that especially Grave was at a dead end, I think I understand going for it. They both had very low resources, though. They're both busting out the herbs, and like I said, there's armored knights floating around here, and there you go, star wyverns and stuff, and they both made it on 0 MP. I think that's the impressive part, really. But yeah, with this being at the end of a dead end, I think I sort of get going to the bottom, and it did pay off for both of them. Even though the herb at the bottom was kind of a little bit of a troll, that 4th treasure chest sure wasn't. That Erdrick's token was needed.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably see Sausage Link probably head to the fork where the grave is, and you probably see him wander north from there and show us what's left of the map here.
Sneaky and Lorgon kind of making some points there that Edge has all of his quest items that he needs, and like I said, I would turn the harp as soon as I could so that when I do find the Jerk Cave, I'm ready to get my rainbow drop. The kind of grind and go, but you really want Erdrick's sword, right? Erdrick's sword is plus 40 attack power, whereas the hand axe they both have is plus 15 attack power. So you get a nice plus 25 attack power boost. Technically not required, but recommended. And the Erdrick's armor is out there as well. Again, technically not required, but heavily recommended. It's got the highest defense power in the game at plus 28. A lot better than that chain mail, and a hell of a lot better than that leather armor. And it has a variety of different effects, the most noteworthy of which, I mean, there's a whole bunch, we'll go down the laundry list of when they find it, but the most noteworthy of which takes that DL2 breath from, I think it's 68 to 72, and reduces it all the way down to 42 to 48. Absolutely essential when you're fighting DL2 to reduce that DL2 breath. So Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword, technically not required, but really required. As Edge gets his, it says bamboo pole because the chest glitch was active, but he gets his Staff of Rain. I think that might have tricked him up there for a second. He's got his 3 quest items, so as soon as he finds the Jerk, he'll get his rainbow drop. Sausage back in mountain, got his death necklace, about to get his harp, and he'll be in the same situation here.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Edgestream is probably at the point where he has basically 2 options with the knowledge that he has. He can either go Hawksness or he can go exploring, and it looks like he's going to opt for the Hawksness play. And damn 4G asking a question in chat, what is the chest glitch? Basically, the way the chest glitch works is that the RAM has 8 slots where it stores whether a chest is open or not. And this is actually fortuitous because it doesn't reset unless we return to the overworld. So if we die in a cave and we go back to the castle is an immediate teleport. We aren't marked as being on the overworld when we return back to the castle. So we are able to open chests infinitely after we get up to a total of 8, which there were 5 in the grave. There were 3 that are always marked as open in the throne room, and then we could just constantly grab any of the chests that we picked up after that. And it actually allows us to do what's called a gold grind if there's a gold chest in Tantagel.
I haven't seen that version of it in a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, couldn't you have gotten a whole bunch of extra staffs of rain if you really wanted to there?
Yes, actually, you can. And the other interesting thing on that note there is that we haven't rescued Gwaylin yet, and Gwaylin is marked to take an item that is not a key item, but also has the lowest cash value to the player. So if we had nothing but Staves of Rain in our inventory, that would make it to where we would actually have a extra inventory slot because the game cannot remove Gwaylin's Love, or cannot remove the Staff of Rain, but it needs to put the Gwaylin's Love in there, and it can actually lead to some trickery there. It's pretty interesting to watch if you actually see it.
I didn't realize it did that. I thought you just confused the princess with the Staff of Rain. But Edgeworth picking up 13, and oh my gosh, we finally found the stats. That was one heck of a level, right? No hurt more, but basically everything else you could ever want.
Yeah, absolutely. That agility is absolutely amazing for level 13. 84 strength, a little bit on the low side, but once again, we're only level 13. HP 82, but this is now definitely a very comfortable spot for fighting the spike tile enemies.
Yeah, that Golem's still probably not going to happen, but definitely Hawksness, as Smashy points out, Hawksness and that Armored Knight are not going to last too long. So that's definitely a place to go check out.
Yeah, with 101 attack power, I think our maximum on an AK is 29 or something like that. So we're doing decent damage to them with our physical attacks now.
And also, as we're going through the chest glitch there, Sausage did trade in. He did get the Silver Harp and trade in for the Staff of Rain. So both are runners in the same situation there. Once they find wherever the Jerk Cave is, they'll have all their stuff. They'll be able to get the Rainbow Drop immediately. They don't have to make any return trips or anything like that. So they're both set up for the return for the Rainbow Drop.
Yep, it's just a race at this point to see who gets there first.
And that's where Erdrick's armor and Erdrick's sword are going to come in. Those are the two things that we're really missing. So, yeah, we'll see if we can find it maybe in Hawksness. We'll see if it's maybe on the overworld. Or, the fun, but I don't think we've mentioned it yet, those items could be in Sharlock.
Yeah, I definitely think that one of them is more than likely going to be in Sharlock. We have the sword and the armor. One of them is guaranteed to be on one of the search spots. And so if Hawksness is empty, it's going to be one of them has to be in Sharlock at this point. And then we have the overworld search tile is guaranteed to either be the flute or the armor.
Right, we know there's an overworld spot, right? Have we seen a second cursed belt?
We have only seen the one so far.
Right, so we could do flute on the overworld and sword and armor both in Sharlock, right?
Yes, technically that is possible.
Wouldn't that be fun? Answering some questions in chat, Dan 4G. Jerk Cave is what we affectionately call the trade-in cave, where you take your Staff of Rain, your Stones of Sunlight, and your Erdrick's token to get your Rainbow Drop. He's called the Jerk because if you don't have, I believe it's the token, if you don't have the token, he kicks you out of his cave. If you're missing any item, he yells at you. But if you don't have the token, he kicks you out of his cave. So we affectionately call him the Jerk Cave for doing that. But that's where you trade in to get the Rainbow Drop, is the Jerk Cave. As far as shields, there was a large shield in Garanham. There also was a silver shield in Garanham, but, I mean, we can't gold grind, so we're probably not getting that. And there's a Princess in Tantagel over on Edgestream side.
Absolutely. Turning in the princess gives you the item Gwaylin's Love, which tells you how far in two cardinal directions you are away from the castle, either north or south or west or east. And then we cross-reference that with the hint that we got from the old man for the overworld search spot. Use Gwaylin's Love to pinpoint that location, and then we will search that tile, and there's guaranteed to be an item there.
Now, something we haven't mentioned, actually this might play into our runners' exploration really well, or at least Edge's exploration, because he has the princess. It's one continent, so there's none of this like, I'll just go through Swamp Cave and it'll be right there. That's not a thing. They have to go very far north and very far east, but I think that's where they have to go explore, right? Because the one part we haven't really explored is, well, east of Hawksness, that's north and east, and also, you go really far east past Mountain. There was a path upwards as well. They might connect, they might not, but I think the two places we have to go explore are to the north and to the east. So this could play out really nicely for Edge. He can do some exploration, and he can look for that overworld item. Quick side note: our tracker Camion, Jerk Cave is actually in the game's own source code. That's incredible. I had no idea. I thought it was just something people made up. I didn't know it was actually in the source code. That's amazing. Brian, no broadsword. I don't remember if there was a broadsword or not, honestly. I don't know. I guess if there were one around, I would buy it for the extra +5 attack power. It's just +5 over the hand axe. So, I mean, if I stumbled across one, I guess sure. I don't remember if I saw a broadsword. I don't think we got a full Cantlin shop check either, though. So possibly one in Cantlin, but I mean...
Well, and the trip was more for the full plate armor. Defense power of 78 now is pretty dang good. And Edgestream with another metal kill. That is insane.
Yeah, put another one on top of that, too.
That's back-to-back excellent move kills.
Just excellent move, this Armored Knight, too, while you're at it. As we said, with 101 attack power, he's got plenty of heal more. So he can take out this Armored Knight. That might spell trouble for the Hawksness one, depending on how much resources this takes up. I mean, you're not going to pass up this experience anyway.
Especially with how close to level 14 you are.
Yeah, level 14 comes at 5,600 experience. This will get him up to just below 5,200. Yeah, I've seriously lost count on Edgeworth and Metal Slimes. Is that 6 now?
Yes, I've counted 6.
Jeez, that is 150 plus little change. 150, 1,500 experience in Metal Slimes alone. So Edge is going to take advantage of Cantlin to refill there and head up. And it looks like Sausage is in the vicinity of Hawksness as well. Going to explore and find out that I think he was over here before. I don't think he can go east of Hawksness, can you?
Yes, you can go a little bit east. He ran into a golem in this zone that he is currently in. We've maybe seen like 3 or 4 tiles east of where he currently is.
Oh, he hadn't seen a... Oh, no, there's not. Okay, it does continue. I thought maybe we had seen a coast, but no, it does continue onwards. So the overworld item could be here. Maybe it loops around back to that area we were talking about where there was that fork that went south of the grave.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but we're not going to see it for a little bit here because we did see the northern coastline there, and that's pretty close to the southern coastline.
Wow, it goes on forever. That definitely could be where the item is, though. Somewhere, probably still a little further east, but still somewhere up there, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Edgestream making his way into Cantlin, probably going to stay at the inn and then head immediately for Hawksness here.
Yeah, I think he's tried this, stay at the end, and he keeps finding things that he wants to kill on the way. And it's great that he gets the experience, but it's taking up all his resources. So he kind of pops out, kills something, grabs the 130, 180, whatever his experience, and then let's go refill, and goes and refills again. So he's getting his experience in kind of a interesting little way here, but he is definitely making for Hawks, as it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely the play here. You want to cover as much ground and as much territory at this point as you possibly can per life, essentially. So you want to make sure that you're making the right plays to cover as much of the overworld as you can.
Yeah, Sausage is still exploring east of Hawksness. It still goes on from there. He got level 12, which is kind of disappointing, but of course, it gets him ever closer to that really big level 13. And Edge has finally made it to Hawksness. He's going to get that Armored Knight, and we're going to see what's in Hawksness.
I imagine that we'll see him take down this AK, and then after that, we'll probably see a Gwaelin's love check further east of Hawksness here. Meanwhile, Sausage found Breckenary.
Is it close to Sharlock? That's the big question. Is it close to Sharlock? Oh, we've sent a broadsword apparently now. See, Breckenary is good for something. Yeah, that's the only thing. Breckenary does have a ferry water shop. We know where Cantlin is. And if Breckenary is close to Sharlock as like a little refresh stopping off point, that could be useful. But otherwise, Breckenary.
Edgestream actually got a really, really good roll against that Armored Knight there. Pretty close to max. Rolled at 28 there. So this fight should be pretty comfy now.
Yeah, Armored Knights could have a max of 99 HP, so he's definitely in good shape. He gets the kill. He's just shy. I wonder if he'll take out one more just to get level 14. And of course, it's the Fairy Flute, because why not? We already have Gwaelin. But that does mean we know there has to be something on the coordinates. That means Erdrick something or another is on the overworld search spot.
Absolutely, and that's definitely going to be something that's going to be nice for these runners to see, because whether it's the sword or the armor, it's going to come with a juicy boost.
Yeah, Edgestream able to connect this together really nicely. He's able to check Hawksness, and now he's continuing over the east where Sausage was a little while ago, but now he's right on the overworld, right near the overworld coordinates. So he's able to do both checks, the Hawksness check and the overworld check together, which is a nice little bit of routing there to save some time. Sausage does find Sharlock down there. I think it probably was somewhere just north of that Grave Fork, I want to say.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty close to that Grave Fork at this point. He's been heading south for a while.
So Edge is going to check the coordinates, and he is a little too far. Was that north he was too far?
Yes, he is too far north.
So he has to go south. This might be like an item right near Sharlock, which would be kind of funny. So yeah, we know that the overworld item has to be either the sword or the armor. And if you're the runners, well, Edge has the information, but eventually Sausage will have the same information too. You are desperately hoping that it's the armor on the overworld. But if you are watching, maybe you hope it's the sword. The sword would be nice. It'd give us a nice attack boost. It'd make the Armored Knight a much more feasible grind over there in Hawksness. I don't know if I do that anyway, but and you'd have to see an armor in Sharlock situation, which is a little tricky to maneuver sometimes. A sword in Sharlock is, I'd say, probably a little bit nicer to navigate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Edge has got the information. He's on a hunt for the coordinates, trying to make his way south. You see he got kind of stopped by the coast there, but he knows now that it's going to be one of Erdrick's items, so he is absolutely... he's still too far north, and he's got to go further south, so he's going to work his way south. Yep, there is, looks like Breckenary. Give him a nice refill anyway. Nice time to pick up an in-stop. And I think this is going to be somewhere near Sharlock, isn't it?
It'll be pretty much in between Breckenary and Sharlock. There was an area to the east of Sharlock that I saw that looked like it lined up with the coastline. So that's probably where our item is going to end up. We're about another 17 paces or so south.
Beta Strap pointing out in chat that Hawksness could have nothing, but Edge just killed the Armored Knight, and we saw that he picked up the Fairy Flute off of there. So we do know that the coordinates, there were coordinates, so there's got to be something there. And I think the only two things we have left are armor and sword. Oh, just one away, right? Wait, wasn't he just one away?
Nope, it's 63, not 68.
Oh, 3, 8 look the same. And to our runner's delight, it is the armor. So there will be a sword and Sharlock situation, but yeah, there is the armor for them.
Absolutely, and at this point, I don't really think that you care, because you find Sharlock Castle. Sharlock Castle, we don't have the drop yet, but it's either just west of Sharlock or to the southeast of Sharlock here. So these runners should find it relatively quickly here.
Yeah, Edge reminding us there that we haven't found the Jerk Cave yet. You kind of saw him go to build that bridge, and whoops, no rainbow drop yet, but once he
Reds-
finds the cave.
Reds have Stop Spell and Baby Breath.
Wow, that's really nice. For a runner sitting on 85 agility, you love seeing that. He's actually going to go and kill this thing. That makes sense. But when you're diving Charlock, this also gives him 14. When you're diving Charlock, a red dragon that's sitting there trying to cast Stop Spell, oh my gosh, 20 more power. They could almost go now if the HP was better.
Yeah, absolutely. HP definitely lagging behind. Let's see, what spells haven't we learned yet? We haven't learned Stop Spell, Hurt More, and that's it. So it looks one of those two.
Yeah, it looks like Hurt More and Stop Spell both just made an appearance, and we're missing Radiant. Darn. But yeah, Hurt More is there too, just in case you need it.
I just realized that I could look at the tracker.
Edge checking out his stats there. Yeah, so we just need the Rainbow Drop Cave. Now, one of the reasons we're saying Red's got really nice, we didn't mention this before, but Erdrick's armor has a ton of good properties to it. It's got the highest defense in the game. Actually, not that much more defense. It's got 4 more defense than the full plate or magic armor. So it's got more defense, but that's not really the big reason you want it. It'll restore 1 HP per step. That's pretty nice. Really nice when you're diving Charlock. You take an annoying little hit, yeah, you just walk off the damage, whatever. It makes you completely immune to Stop Spell. So every time, for example, that red dragon breaks out the Stop Spell, our hero will just laugh at it. It also reduced the damage from Hurt and Hurt More. It'll reduce the damage from DL2 Breath, which you're going to see on, well, the DL2. And I always forget one. I'm forgetting one, aren't I?
You got reduced damage from Hurt More, DL2 Breath, restore 1 HP per step, Stop Spell resistance, and damage tile resistance. I think you got all of them. Damage
tile resistance, of course. You don't take damage from the swamp or the barrier tiles, which is important because the top floor of Charlock's got a lot of those annoying little minus 15 HP barrier tiles you got to walk across otherwise. With the armor, our hero can laugh at that as well. There's so much stuff the armor does, it's easy to forget, but...
Yes, absolutely. Lorgon pointing out that this strength is absolutely ridiculous compared to where we were at level 11, which is just a short time ago. 3 levels really making the difference in this seed here. Hopefully we'll see that happen with the HP as well very quickly.
Yeah, there were 2 20 power levels in there, and you look at 121 attack power and think like, oh, that's not great. But remember, that's with the hand axe. When you get Erdrick's sword, you're going to dump an extra plus 25 on top of that. 146 attack power is going to be good. 85 defense, we're only repelling, wizards. But 91 agility makes you at worst a coin flip to run from stuff. And as Brian points out, reds are not scary. So HP, we want to have, 90, mid-90s at the very least. We'd like to survive 2 DL2 breaths if we can at 48 a pop. You can go with a little less than that because how likely are you to take a 48 and another 48? But 85 is not really great.
1 agility will break jerkbirds and werewolves. Thank you for pointing that out, Beta Strip. So we're probably close to guaranteed to be able to break some things in Charlock, but it's not going to be as broken as we normally see. Unfortunately, Edgestream's still searching around for the Rainbow Drop Cave. I'm a little confused as well here. He definitely double-checked a couple of things to make sure that he didn't miss like that one little tile that sometimes connects land. And unfortunately, just not finding it. So it looks like it was separated between the top side and the bottom side where the fork to the grave was. That's probably where we're going to find that cave at.
Yeah, the good news for Edgestream is that Sausage has not seen the Rainbow Drop Cave yet either. And the overworld has so many of these enemies that at one time were annoying, but now things like this Armored Knight, where you can still pick up experience and still grind a little bit. I mean, it's not as effective if you're on a full-on grind, but at least he's able to still get experience as he's hunting around for this Rainbow Drop Cave. Again, you just need a few more levels for the HP, really, is all you're looking for. So he can accomplish that while he's looking for the Rainbow Drop Cave, and once he gets his Rainbow Drop, he'll be all set.
Yeah, pretty much everything in Sharlock is pretty comfortable. So heal more is not really a concern. MP only 79. That's not as big of a concern here in this seed. We're probably not going to end up burning a heal more on the way down in Sharlock. XP for vanilla level 30 is 65,535 experience.
Yeah, just looking as far as the heal mores go and the Dragon Lord math and such, if you pick up that sword, you're sitting on 146 446 attack power, assuming you don't get anything as you're grinding for the HP you need. You're sitting on 146 attack power. Ooh, Edgestream has found the jerk, so he's got his rainbow drop. And for that, you would want 8 heal mores. At the most, 8 heal mores would make you feel really happy. So, Edge has 9, so he had to have 1 to burn on the way down if he needed to, and that's just with the current. He's only 1 MP away from having a 10th heal more. And then, of course, level 15 could bring more power and such, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Death Necklace doesn't look like it's going to be making an appearance here.
Ooh, absolutely not. Yeah, our strength is good, our HP is bad. That's the exact opposite situation you want to use a Death Necklace. The Death Necklace will give you more strength, but take away 25% of your HP, and so you want to use it when you have lots of HP and low strength, and we have the exact reverse of that. So very unlikely we'd use the Death Necklace. Edgestream, I was wondering if he was going to pop into Sharlock and check out the first zone for grinding. That's the next big question, is where do you grind?
I think at this point, with how close the stats are, we need relatively little HP. I would say go and rest in Breckenary. Sharlock is relatively safe. I'd fight my way down, go at level 15 and see if you could do it. It'd be pretty close. I mean, 85 HP isn't super comfortable, but if you didn't get the HP that you needed on the way down, you'd be able to grind the spike tile enemy at least until you could outside. None of these spike tile enemies are going to be a threat to us whatsoever.
True. Edge is very close to level 15, so maybe he's thinking he'll just get it out here and see what it has. I like the idea of getting on the way down and also being able to... Ooh, this golem. He's going to be able to kill this golem and get level 15. I like the idea of getting on the way down and being able to grind the spike tile if you need to. Only thing I'm sad about is you're 1 MP away from that 10th heal more, so it'd be nice to get the level outside so you have that 10th heal more kicking around. You obviously don't get the MP refilled on your way down. That's the only thing that makes me a little bit sad about getting level on the way down, but looks like Edge has found this golem for 15, and we'll see what he gets for it.
Yeah, so getting the level on the way down with the MP, so HP only 1, unfortunately, there, but our MP is more than sufficient enough with the attack power that we will have when we get the sword here. So when we get the sword, we will have 149 attack power, which means that we'll need roughly about 7 or 8 heal wars in order to safely fight the DL2 fight. Right now, we just need the HP. We don't even need the MP, but we got the MP that we needed anyways.
I feel so sad. One MP away from a heal more. Edge is going to pick up he picked up the broadsword, right? Yes, he did. So there's that +5 attack power. It's a little help, in case he wants to slice his way down before he gets the Erdrick sword. He had the money kicking around anyway, so why not? But that just helps to, if you run into a red dragon, you want to get rid of it a little quicker, things like that.
Yeah, we're probably going to see, at this point, just based off of what I'm seeing right here, Edgestream is probably going to fight his way down to the sword, try to outside, and then go rest at Breckenary and make a full-on attempt at Sharlock at this point.
We'll see how it works out. I'm not sure how big of a fan I am of doing a separate sword dive. I think with the armor, you could, and the good agility, you could relatively easily run down, grab the sword, then go start stabbing DL2s. But where is he off to now?
Maybe he's just going to grind this little desert down here. We saw red dragons, we saw blue dragons, we saw AKs. This desert is very friendly for his current stats.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, so that's where he's going to do his grind. Okay.
Yeah, this definitely makes a lot of sense. I think that we'll see him grind a little bit out here. I don't know. Maybe he'll combine the sword dive into his actual go dive. So we'll see how it goes on.
But right, it looks like if he makes use of the repel spell as well, he can not get those annoying little scorpion, or I guess you want the Druid Lords. Yeah, this seems like it'll get you experience a lot faster than a separate sword dive would. Sword dive just seems like it would take a while. I know you can get experience while doing it, but it just seems like it'd take a while. So I definitely like, if you can find red dragons here, I definitely like taking them out. They are not very scary. And hey, look, Sausage has a metal slime.
Yeah, the metal slimes have definitely been pretty favorable this seed. Both of our rudders have managed to kill a couple of them.
Ooh, Sausage kills that one. That's going to give him that really nice level 13. That was one of those plus 20 power levels, wasn't it? Oh, plus 20 agility.
Well, even so, plus 20 agility, we're not going to see him complain about that, that's for sure.
Yeah, and there were 13 power there, so you know. Yeah, not like it was an MTI power level. There was still 13 there to keep him happy. Ooh, look at that. There's blue dragons in that zone, too. That's really nice. They have a stop spell, I believe. They're not really using it, but that's really nice to, in between your red dragons, get 180 from that blue dragon as well.
Juzel, so I don't think that he actually used repel here.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. Yeah, because a Druid Lord should definitely not show up if you have repel. Yeah, I don't know, the repel, not repel, Druid Lords and their 50-something experience, I guess it's worth a few seconds of push attack and collect experience. Edgestream passing 9,000 experience already, though. This is a really fast grind. He needs 9750 for level 16.
So somebody might have to correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure that the harp functions pretty close to vanilla. It pulls zone 1 or 2 enemies. It pulls 5 of them, if I remember correctly.
So I don't think it does that yet. I believe in the randomizer there's a separate harp zone that could be any 5 enemies in there that it pulls from. I think there's been talk about changing it to pulling from zone 0, 1, or 2, but I think currently it just pulls from a separate zone.
Zone 3, 4 is what Lorgon has said. I definitely trust that.
Okay, but 3-4 is a random zone, right? Like anyone can show up in 3-4?
Yeah, I believe so.
Alright, so Edge is continuing on his grind. Sausage is into Cantillon for a quick refill.
Yeah, and 13 definitely being the level that, what is it, the Armored Knight in Hawksness, so he'd be able to pick up his Fairy Flute at this point. At this point, he's also looking for a large shield. Unfortunately, he doesn't find it in the first shop. Hopefully he does find it, though.
Yeah, there's been some discussion in chat earlier about Sausage and the no shield thing. There was a large shield in Garenham that I think he's passed a couple times. He's going to go for the small one now, so that'll be a nice little boost, plus 4 defense. It's better than nothing. But yeah, he was definitely hunting for a large shield there.
Yeah, I think that he realizes that he really needs to go after this Armored Knight. This is definitely the play for him here.
But yeah, like you said, not just the Armored Knight, the 101 attack power, you definitely can go for the Armored Knight. It also opens up the Golem. We saw Edge take out that Golem and rescue the Princess. Now, we know that's the more important one. Actually, this is going to get him, Sausage going up to Hawks, is going to get him the Fairy Flute, make it even easier to get rid of that Golem guarding the Princess. But once he's able to get rid of that Golem and rescue the Princess, he can go grab his armor as well.
Yep, and this blue dragon here will give Edgestream his level 16. and we'll see what it brings here.
Hoping for lots of HP. Could be really interesting if you get like 6 or 7 HP. That puts you right on the cusp. And he gets 11. He's fine.
It is go time.
And he got enough MP for that 11th heal more just in case. Like you said, you only need 8 at most heal mores. You probably do it on 7, but you need 8 at most heal mores, and he's sitting on 11. So he's got 94 agility. He's better than a coin flip to run from anything. He's at least a coin flip, I should say, to run from anything. And he's sitting on 3 extra heal mores. I think you're pretty happy right now to go. He's going to refill his herbs, maybe pick up a torch, maybe pick up some fairy waters. Fairy waters to repel away, as Beta said in chat. To repel away, it'll be the wizard, it'll be the star wyvern, it'll be the werewolf. Not quite repelling away the green dragon, but again, good chance to run from those. So if he picks up some fairy waters, he doesn't have to use the MP on repel, and he doesn't have to bother with seeing those little annoying lesser enemies.
Mr. Spokes, it's actually they are able to survive 2 max damage DL2 breaths. The maximum damage that DL2 breath will do with Erdrick's armor is 48 damage, so that's 96 they would survive with 1 HP remaining.
And I think the odds of back-to-back 48s are pretty low anyway, right?
Yeah, I think so, because it's 50-50 whether he attacks or breaths you. And then each time that he breaths you, it's a 1 in 4 chance of doing that damage. So it's the odds of that are pretty slim back to back, but it's always nice to have that insurance there.
Is it even 1 in 4? I thought it was weighted where it was only like 1 in 8 to do the 42 or 48, which would make it even crazier. But yeah, either way, it's unlikely you're going to take 2 48s, but if you do, you can still survive that. Edge chopping his way through the red dragon, and that red dragon didn't stick around for long, did it?
Yeah, absolutely not. At 131 attack power, Red's not going to be sticking around for very long, even though they have the most HP out of most of the random encounters in the game.
Yeah, and remember, they have Baby Breath, which doesn't do much damage. They have Stop Spell, which we're immune to. They have Stop Spell, right? So they're pretty harmless. I kind of wonder about it in terms of time, though. You are a little better than 50% to run from them, and running from them would be faster. They're still harmless, right? They're still going to do their stop spell and stuff, and so I just wonder, you're expecting to run from them on average in about 2 turns. Hacking through them, you're going to take 3, maybe 4. It might be a little faster to run, but Edge is going to chop through, and he'll get some extra experience on the way down. Maybe even pick up a safety 17 is a nice little bonus too.
Yeah, and I can't say that I disagree with him hacking through this, because at this point we're approaching the hour and 45-minute mark. We just got the go mode level. He might feel like he's behind, and if he fails 1 too many agility checks here, that in his head could probably potentially cost him the match. So I definitely see playing it safe here. And you have plenty of herbs, you have plenty of heal bars. I think that I agree with hacking through it instead of leaving it up to chance.
Yeah, I will definitely say that I did mean that, like, you're expected to run away in 2 turns. I think I've been there, we've all been there, where you have more agility than this, and you quintuple run fail. I think we've all been there.
Or have 115 agility and fail to run to a blue slime, as it has happened to a couple of us.
Yes, that is the equivalent for sure. Edge has been fighting everything on the way down. It looks like he's going to fairy flute this, I would guess, to get away. We'll see. But yeah, and Tilo kind of brings up a good point too, that we're actually getting close to the point where if Edge does get 17, and if 17 has a ton of power, or just, decent power, we might not need the sword.
Absolutely. It's going to depend upon how the dive overall goes. At that point, if he does pick up the level, him taking this and taking these extra fights and burning heal mores doesn't quite put him into range for it. So it's definitely a risk versus reward situation here.
50 asking in chat, is he diving for the sword and leveling? Well, he's definitely leveling. He's definitely taking all the fights, so he definitely would like 17. He hasn't used any MP, so I think he still has the idea of grab the sword and win. He's going to run out of herbs, though, so you got to be a little bit careful about that. I think he's going to end up using his third herb here. He's going to heal walk with low HP, relatively low HP. But I think he's got ideas of getting the sword and winning after that. Oh, he gets blocked again, though, and he's down to 5.
Oh my gosh, he got away. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is chewing through his herbs, though, and something to think about with that is when you chew through the herbs, it's less likely you're going to be able to go into DL2 with full HP, so it might make an opening double on DL2 less likely. There goes the fairy water, so we're not going to see any of those Star Wyverns, werewolves, or wizards.
Yeah, definitely not. It's going to be nice for that. But we have seen nothing but the harder Sherlock enemies for these first 2 zones here. We only have one other zone, but definitely getting the harder end of Sherlock this dive here.
Yeah, when 17 you're looking for 12,000 even, so he's definitely closing up on that. As Chats has been sort of mentioning, he does have heal mores to spare. He could have used a heal more on that green dragon. Like we were saying, you want 7 or 8 heal mores, probably 8 now, given that you use so many herbs, and you're not really guaranteed an opening double. You probably want 8 heal mores, 64 MP. We're sitting on 11 heal more, so he has probably 3 he could blow through, but also, what if that sword's in the vanilla? Might need to come back, so want to be careful with the resource a little bit here.
Yeah, and Lorgon pointing out he wants the level before the branch here. Unfortunately, didn't quite pick it up, but that's okay. It's one of those things where with the broadsword, we're pretty close to being able to fight DL2, but at this point, I think you just go for the sword, and if the sword's not here, you just go for DL2.
Right, especially when the spike tile is almost guaranteed to give you the level. Not technically, you could have an armored knight on there, or axe knight, on there. Ooh, stonemen have hurt more. Oh, we knew that, didn't we?
Yes, but it's been a long time since we've seen one. The mountain cave trials that were hanging up Sausage were all stonemen.
All right, so we had guesses earlier, but I don't remember what the guesses were anymore. No sword yet. Uh-oh, still no sword. Sword? There's the sword. Dramatic sword. All right, so now in very, very good shape. Look at that attack power jump up. 151 attack power.
Our damage range is now 12 to 25.
Yeah, it's not going to take too many attacks to get through this Dragon Lord. 12 to 25, like you said. Dragon Lord's HP randomized could be anywhere from 150 to 165. If Edge gets all 11 of these heal mores to the Dragon Lord, it will not be much of a problem to get to 165 if he needs to.
Absolutely, because that puts his average at 18. So on average, we only need 9 attacks.
Yeah, about the only thing... Ooh, an Axe Knight. That's a spike tile, right? That's a nice spike tile to see. The only thing that, again, is a little sad is that he had to use his herbs to get down here, so less likely he's going to get the opening double. Less likely he's going to go into DL2 with full HP and get the opening double. Ooh, he's doing some heal walking. That can be scary, but so far we've seen this bottom zone's not too bad. But the opening double's not really needed. Oh, he's going to pick up 17 as well.
Yeah, we'll pick up 17 here. 50 damage to a green dragon. This attack power is absolutely silly. And more agility. It's literally... Did you see that MP gain?
Yes, I did. He can't use it. He doesn't get it refilled. He's still on his 91 MP, but yes. That extra agility is nice. He's got more defense. He's going to take only a max of 47 from the DL2. He's only going to take 48 before, but yeah, he's good.
Hoping for a stop spell here.
He does get the 55, the DL1, all right. So he's going to go in here, and he will not get back attacked, so he gets his opening attack for 24.
New maximum of 26. 13 to 26 is our range right now.
I mean, normally we count this, but I feel like there's no point to count this. I feel like instead we guess how many heal mores he's going to have left at the end. Like, he could have upwards of, like, he could have 3 heal mores, maybe 4 left by the time this is over.
I think maximum at this point is going to be 3.
Yeah, he got kind of a lousy roll in that 14. I was kind of hoping he'd continue to roll well and have, 4 heal mores left over, because that'd be funny. On Sausage's side, he does have the princess, so he's going to get the princess rescue. He's already seen that top area where the armor is, so he's going to be on his way to get the armor, but it looks like it's not going to be quite quick enough. Edge has got this Dragon Lord under control.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. The big thing is the beginning of the seed went so drastically different for both of these.
Yeah, Smashy asking wasn't this big. This was pretty much a lock at the start, barring a miss menu. Yes, that's why I didn't bother. Oh, look at that, 4 heal mores.
Nice.
So with that, Edge is done. He's going to cast Return, go back home, get praises from the king, get praises from chat, get out your GGs for Edgestream, who's going to finish right around 152. We'll get the official time in just a second here, and be moving on.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's to Edgestream. SassageLink as well. This was a really difficult seed. It was really a struggle. At the beginning, much more of a struggle than we had initially anticipated. We talked a little bit about it, but it turned out to be a lot more of a struggle than we thought.
Yeah, the beginning was rough. You started exploring everywhere, and you found Sharlock enemies that were willing to kill you and just send you back home real fast. So Edge found that really nice zone around what town was that, Cole? Whatever town that was, and was able to get, of course, the metal slimes. But to be fair, that zone had Magiwyverns in it that he was using really well. So that was a nice grind at the beginning to get himself ahead.
Absolutely, and that sound must mean that we have Edgestream in the commentary booth with us. Edgestream, GG to you. Well played, sir.
Oh, thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the opening there. We saw Hurt right off the get-go, so we were kind of chatting about, it's going to be a fine start. They'll be okay. You guys ended up getting keys early. It looked like it was going to be a pretty jetty seed starting out, and then everywhere that you seemed to go, there seemed to be something red in the way.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, was that the opening areas seemed to be devoid of any of the enemies that you would like to run into early. Like with Hurt, I didn't see a skeleton, I didn't see a warlock until 40 minutes in. See some wraiths, wolf lords and wolves seemed to be pretty rare. So yeah, a lot of the good stuff was stashed away.
And you actually would not have wanted to see wolves early in the game. They actually have the closest thing to the Wumbo combo. They had Baby Breath and Sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just really unfortunate. SassageLink picked up a key right around the same time as you did, but he picked his first key up from Tablet. Instead of selling the cursed belt like you did. That was actually really heads-up play. I thought you were going to pick up the copper sword, and the right guy was trying not to yell at me, I'm sure, going, no, he's going to get keys, dude. So, very heads-up play there. And then the middle game, those metal slime kills, me and Rye Guy were basically petitioning for you to use the metal slime sprite from now on, because, man, that was some pretty intense luck.
that is probably like the craziest crit luck I've ever had. Like I think I killed 2 of them just the standard way, and then just instantly blew up like 5 more. I don't know. That felt dirty.
Yeah, absolutely. The only other thing that I really saw was that you made the play for the golem before you made the play for Hawksness. What was the reasoning there?
Because I knew on the way through Hawksness that the search spot was going to be through that path. I'd explored everything else up to that point. So I thought maybe I could count from the opposite corner, but then I realized I'm not Silverfire and I can't do that. So let me just get the GPS.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame you for that. Ryguy, why don't you take over here for a second?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all just want to know if you've bought your lucky lotto ticket yet, Edgeworth. That was incredible with those metal slimes. But that was also, like you said, I mean, it's kind of lucky, but that zone wasn't just nice for metal slimes. You made a killing there on the slimes, but also those magic wyverns. I mean, that was a nice mid-game for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of other mid-game enemies I would have rather seen, but like even regular wyverns, before I knew they had heal more. But you have to take what the seed gives you, and I had heal more, and I had just enough magic to kill one of those guys, so might as well hang out in that zone for a while.
Yeah, I think that's where the big divergence was. You did have, like we mentioned, that really cool, really heads-up play about selling the belt. Normally you can't sell the belt for keys, right? Because there's no item shop in Mulder, but right next door was your item shop in Garenham. So that was really heads up to get the key. Kind of negated a little bit because there's a key in Tablet Cave, but grabbing that zone, even though, as you say, you had to use all your resources to kill a Magic Wyvern, you just popped right into whatever town that was, Cole, I think, and stay at the inn, and, well worth the 70 experience. I think Sausage was, having to try to kill wolves with their sleep whatever thing and drolls and everything else. Meanwhile, you're just hacking away on Magic Wyverns, so that worked out really nice for you in the middle game. What were your feelings, or what I guess I want to say, like, what was that moment like when you recognized too, by the way, that there was no second continent? That's always a fun one.
Yeah, when I looped around to the other side, that was kind of frustrating. It was just, I could have, because I hadn't explored that area when I popped out of there before, so I thought that was the second continent. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this looks familiar. Go into the cave, use a torch, and then, no, I've been here before.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying when you popped in and used the torch. Like, and now he knows. We made a joke about, too, like, maybe you'll see that desert with the Armored Knights. You'll remember that. And it's like, oh, wait, all the deserts had Armored Knights. That's not helpful.
Oh, there was one desert that just had blue and red dragons. Although, yeah, that was south of Sharlock, so they were very nice. They were so much nicer than any of the other enemies in the game.
Yeah, by that point, you wanted to see that. That was really nice, too. Another heads-up play, because that one, caught us by surprise a little bit. We're like, you're building the rainbow drop. You're going to go into Sharlock. You're going to dive and try to get the level on the way down. Instead, you're like, no, I'm going to kill a bunch of red dragons over here. And that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the top level was going to be all red and blue dragons. Maybe I should have popped in just to check that out. But that desert worked out pretty well.
You were flying up the experience in that desert, so that certainly was not a bad decision for sure. Sausage did get the armor, so he's on his. He's got the armor. He's got his rainbow drop. He's on 14. He needs, just like we saw with Edge earlier, he needs a little more HP to be ready to go, but he's going to be popping to Sharlock shortly here.
Yeah,
well, it's actually a little bit more than that, because his defense is a little low, and I don't remember if 15 and 16 came with enough agility to take him to where 2 physicals at max would be safe.
Yeah, I think you had around 87 at 16, so I think that was enough. I just got 17 on the way down because I didn't want to run from red dragons. When you have like 130 strength, it feels better to hit them than to try to run, I think.
Well, and how happy were you when you saw they broke out the stop spell, they broke out the baby breath? They're just ripe for the picking there.
Yeah, no, I've seen enough of them where they have DL2 breath and sleep, and just this is a nice change of pace. Can we do this more often?
Yeah, absolutely. We were kind of chatting back and forth a little bit about your in-game strategies there. You burned pretty much all of your herbs on the way down, and then you had a full supply of magic. And there was some people in chat that were saying that you were thinking about just going if the sword was not in the treasury. Was that kind of the thinking there?
No, I was definitely going to go for the sword, because with the sword I could afford to burn a couple heal mores. It's just, when the extra 20, just, that puts that way in safe territory. So yeah, when it was the last one, I was feeling real nervous when it was the 50-50.
That was a dramatic sword for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think other than that, Sherlock actually went really well for you. You definitely were on low HP multiple times. So I think the only string of bad luck that you had there was that green dragon did not want to let you go.
Yeah, no, it's great. The reds and blues are fine. The greens are giving me the business today. So. I'm just happy that there weren't any armor knights in there, because those guys were jerks the whole scene.
Yeah, and the what was it? The armor knights were pretty vanilla, so you just kind of expected them to just beat you down. But Stonemen actually were giving Sausage the business in Mountain Cave quite a bit with that massive Hurtmore. He found the Mountain Cave well before he had the armor, so he kept getting back attacked by them. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, gosh, Sherlock, the armor, and Breckenary were all so far away. It was one of the reasons why I grabbed that GPS first. I didn't want to come back for it later. And I would have tried to count the coordinates if I hadn't made it like halfway there and then realized I basically have to walk another length of the map to get to the armor. There's no way that something nasty doesn't kill me on the way there.
Yeah, and there's only a couple of reference points that would have been on the way as well. Like, even if you made it up to that corner, you ran into a couple of AKs up there in the swamp there, and then you had Breckenary, and that was pretty much your only landmark from then on.
Yeah, I was trying to set up a gold grind with Garenham and then dying in the basement, but just no gold chests. They were all in the they seem to be all in Sherlock this seed for the most part.
Yeah, you had 2 gold chests early on, but they weren't where you needed them, right? They were in the back of Garenham. They were in Remulder.
Yeah. So it's like I can get these at the cost of 1 or 2 keys. This is the grind effort.
Yeah, interestingly, Sausage is deciding to Hurtmer down some AKs for level 16 here.
Yeah, I don't mind that play most of the time. It's just Hawksness was near no towns at all. It was in such a bad spot.
Yeah, absolutely. The closest town, I think, is actually Cantillon.
And that's dangerous to get to, right? That you got to go down through a swamp or a desert that's got a whole bunch of Sherlock baddies. You don't want to be doing that on low MP. But that said, he just has to get up to 9750. He'll have his level 16 and be on his way. So he might be able to do that on this batch of MP, and that won't be a problem.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Just real quick while we're finishing up with the grind here, do you have any finishing thoughts for the stream, Edgestream?
Not really. Just thanks to you and Guy for doing the commentary tonight. I appreciate that, and thanks to Laura the Synth and Camion for doing the behind the scenes work too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to get a team together and be able to do this, and it's just a ton of fun. And I'll tell you what, I have learned more about commentating races and having the commentator's curse strike than I probably have anything else in this randomizer. So it's definitely a pleasure to do so.
Yeah, GG's to you, Edgeworth. That was a nice run. You'll be moving on next week, or I guess 2 weeks, right? We have 2 weeks to have this round's matches played. We'll moving on next to play NYC Guy in the next round.
Oh, he's been playing pretty well lately, so I'll have to put some practice in.
Yeah, he's coming off a win off of Keeglis, I believe, recently, maybe earlier today.
I believe that race was yesterday, actually, if I remember correctly. But yes, coming off a win for Keglius, moving on into the bracket stages, still holding on. The tournament being double elimination definitely puts a lot of pressure on a lot of these runners. So definitely good luck to you, Edgestream. You played really well. You had a lot of heads-up plays in this, and I look forward to seeing the rest of the tournament for you.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, and just on cue, we've got 16 for Sausage. That's going to give him the HP that he needs, and let's see if he's on his way. Yep, there he goes. Not even a second thought. He sees the HP, and he's on his way.
Yeah, he could definitely go for a little more experience, but he definitely knows that this is feasible and doable. He probably knows that Edgestream has finished at this point. So he's probably just trying to finish up and finish strong.
One thing to be a little bit worried about is he does have 79 defense power because he only has that small shield, and he hasn't picked up 17. 79 defense power means you're not repelling anything in Sharlock, so he will see those wizards, he will see those Star Wyverns and those werewolves. More importantly, means he can be hit for a maximum of 50. Now, are you going to take a 50 twice in a row? Probably not. But if you take a 50 the first time, you're down to 47 HP. That makes you pretty vulnerable. You might have to double heal more. He does have the extra MP, as we were talking about with Edge. He does have the extra MP, but 79 defense is not awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. He also doesn't have a dragon skill, so he could easily pick that up here if he's short on herbs, but it doesn't look like he is. So, wait a minute. When he checked his stat screen, I swore I saw 81. Maybe not though. I don't know.
Oh, did he pick up a scale when we do miss him picking up a scale? A scale would be big if he does have it. Even 81 would take him to a max of 49, so that would be pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. Still potentially too shy, but not nothing. I think that this fight is still pretty comfortable. The Dragon Lord doesn't have too much that he can feasibly do. That's going to put him in a position where the fight is not safe.
Right, it's just more maybe knowing that you can get hit for 50, and maybe, you have that sword, he's going to have that huge AP gain, and just maybe knowing that you have the extra heal mores to burn, and you don't really have to push it on 50 or 49, and knowing you're vulnerable on 50 and 49.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to have the backup, to have the knowledge of where things can land if you're striked. What the worst case scenario could be in any situation.
Well, Sausage is into the first basement floor, doing it in the dark, and he's found, I think this is the first red dragon he's seen, and he runs away. He does have a little over 50% to get away from him, so it looks like he's happy on 16. 16 does have enough stats, and he gets away from that blue, and he's onwards to the second basement floor.
Yeah, definitely extending out that Radiant. Maybe he's going for vanilla here.
I will say this is the floor that always scares me when you're trying to do Sharlock in the dark. This is the one it's easy to get caught up in or accidentally fall into one of those little dead end areas. Heck, I even do it when it's lit up. So this makes sense that you'd Radiant here.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a pretty safe dive though. This isn't the first Armored Knight that we've seen in Sharlock, but we know that Armored Knights are pretty free at this point. We should be able to take them down with pretty relative ease, barring it being dodged here.
Ooh, he's going to eat up some herbs, though, or he's going to have to walk with some low HP. Ooh,
Yeah,
gets an encounter on the next tile, but just a wizard you can get away from easy enough. Right, so finishing up the second zone, he's going to be on his way to the third just as soon as he runs away from this blue dragon and takes a few more steps.
Okay, so to give you the rundown, Portuguese here, it's a Dragon Warrior Randomizer seed. We are attempting to dive the final dungeon here to defeat the Dragon Lord that has stolen the Ball of Light. And so currently, we had a seed that gave us some early good things, but definitely came with its challenges with some in-game enemies giving us the business. We were able to find all of the items relatively quickly. I would say that it was probably about an hour and 20 minutes in where we had all the items. But we have all the items. We are in Sharlock Castle now, attempting to find Erdrick's sword, which is the strongest weapon in the game. Yeah, absolutely. So Portuguese, the randomizer has a built-in function that allows you to change your sprite, very similar to A Link to the Past randomizer or even regular Zelda randomizer. It's built into the program with those sprite data, so you're actually able to change the hero sprite.
Yep, all kinds of things from Link to we've had Marios and Wario's running through here before. We've had the Princess. We've had the Dragon Lord was Edgestreams running through there. Slimes, heal slimes, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Just as a little cosmetic, fun little way to go through the game.
Yeah, absolutely. My personal favorite being Clyde the Ghost from Pac-Man.
Yeah, I didn't realize his eyes actually move along, like change as you change direction. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a nice, neat little aesthetic touch there. McGrew is actually the developer of this randomizer, so huge shout outs to him. We are currently doing our spring tournament, so it's, or not our spring tournament, I should say our summer tournament. So it's bracket stages right now. It's a double elimination tournament. We have 2 weeks of this round here, and then we start going into some more elimination until we go into the quarterfinals.
Yep, so in this race, Edgestream is already finished, 1 hour, 51 minutes, 58 seconds. It is a double elimination. This was the bonus bracket, so SassageLink will unfortunately eliminate it, but he's going to eliminate a Dragon Lord of his own first here. He got his sword. He got here with, well, 11 heal mores. I want to say full resource, but he used 2 MP on the Radiant, not important. And he is about to go slash to death this Dragon Lord. He does get attacked from behind. That's okay. He still has enough HP to attack the first time.
Yeah, barring a miss menu, this is definitely still in the bag here.
Yeah, this is another one where I think instead of counting the damage, we'll play how many heal mores does he have left. He's only level 16. He'll have fewer, I'm guessing. He did get back attacked, so I don't know, maybe you're looking at like 1 or 2 at the end.
I'm guessing 3 here, because he's rolled pretty high for his first 3 attacks here. He's already up to 75 damage.
Portuguese, yep, they do in fact race to see who can finish first. They race the same randomized seed. So they're both playing the same seed and everything, but whoever finishes first is the victor. Edge finished at 151.58 about 20 minutes ago, and Sas is just finishing up. Sausage does heal more, of course, on 46. No need to take any gambles here. Especially since, as you point out, Amuse, he's been rolling really well. At least there's a 23. It's always nice when you almost do more damage to the Dragon Lord than he does to you. That wasn't quite the case. Sausage did 23 and got hit for 30, but even when it's that close, it's kind of nice. As he takes a couple 48s.
Oh, he went for the safety heal more. I don't think that he needed it, but he went for it.
Yeah, he didn't need it, and also good that he noticed that 49 was not safe. He was well aware that 49 was not a double situation there. He could potentially have gotten hit for 49, I mean. But yeah, he was guaranteed to cover the Dragon Lord's range on that last attack. But either way, Dragon Lord dead. Sausage will complete this one and wrap up our seed tonight.
Yes, Bonabro. Yes, it is live indeed. We capture each person's stream and then restream it through one of the various restream channels that we use. Those be Randomizer. RPG Limit Break has been kind enough to lend us a hand with the summer tournament as well as our leagues. And this year, I think it's new this year. Speak Gaming is also throwing in its hat into the ring for us as well.
So Sausage finishing up with a 2:15.45, just a little bit, a little more than 20 minutes behind Edge. Still a nice run from Sausage. He had really rough luck at the beginning, as we saw, getting just crushed by all kinds of Sharlock enemies anytime he tried to explore, and didn't get the Metal Slime luck or Metal Slime fortune that Edgestream did. So we'll see if he'll pop in and tell us about his seed here in a minute. Did a nice job of managing his resources. It was a very nice Sharlock dive. He got to the bottom with full resources except for that 2 MP on the Radiant. No real problems. It was a pretty smooth grab the sword and win dive. So good job for Sausage to finish that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get him in here. Sausage, GG to you. Thank you very much for the race. Definitely a difficult seed, but very well played.
Oh, thank you. I did not feel like I played well at all on that. It felt like an episode of 1,000 Ways to Die, showing all 1,000 ways.
Nah, you only died 28 times. See on the thing? That was a really rough start, though, for sure. It looked like it was going to be good. You had Hurt and Keys, and then Sharlock enemies rained down upon you.
Yeah, it seemed like anytime getting outside of that first zone, it was just boom, big guys killing you everywhere, left and right.
Yeah, that definitely makes any seed difficult. There was a little bit of a divergence at the beginning. I don't know how much of a difference it made. It made a little bit of difference though. You had picked up your magic key in the tablet cave, whereas Edgestream had sold the curse belt that he got out of the throne room in Garenham to pick up 3 keys from Remoldar to start with. So that definitely made a little bit of difference. But you had some exploration on him for a little bit, and the luck just wasn't there for you. He took out a few metal slimes. I saw that you took out 2, but he took out something ridiculous. So
yeah, and also just didn't feel like we had any strength or anything until about level 14, and then seemed to open up finally at that point.
Yeah, Lorgon was pointing out at I forget what the levels were, but your strength was horrible on one level, was like 13 or 12 or something, and then just 2 or 3 levels later, it's something like, whoa, the strength got really good, and there was like 45 strength in those 3 levels towards the end or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it just stacked up insane amounts, and I just kept going every level, like, all right, this one's gonna be the good one, this one's gonna be the good one, and finally I think it was about an hour and 45 minutes into it, finally opened up.
Yeah, and you definitely had a heads up play there at the end during your DL2 fight as well. That not choosing to swing on 49 there, definitely a safer strat, because 49 definitely was not safe at your current defense.
Yeah, I knew that, having 151 strength, being able to hit for, 25 on that, you could kind of get rid of a couple heal mores on that and just be cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's absolutely no reason not to play it safe there. You're at the end of an extremely long and grueling seed, but overall, I felt that your play was actually really, really good. It was just a slog seed. It really was. The difference between you and Edgeworth, I think, comes down to a little bit of luck, and then some routing differences. He saved the princess before he went up to Hawksness, so he was able to do the armor search right after he did Hawksness. And then he already had all the items that he needed for the rainbow drop, so he just had to find the drop and grind out the last little bit of experience that he needed. So there was a little bit of routing difference, but overall, you guys played pretty well, and in a seed that was this luck dependent on the Sharlock enemies in the beginning. Both of you played very well, and I'm pretty surprised that it was as close as it was.
Yeah, it never felt like, being 20, 25 minutes behind, it would feel close. But in a seed like this, it definitely does feel like I was close because, I was finally getting moving, and I knew the end was near at that point.
Yeah, we were pointing out as we were watching there, that was a really nice grab the sword and dive. You got down there, you got through everything, and you only use your 2 MP for Radiant, and I want to say like 2 or 3 herbs. It was a really solid, smooth dive there.
Yeah, I think the seed finally felt bad for me and gave me a little bit of luck finally.
Oh, you'll take whatever you can get, right?
Absolutely, I finally had a good Sharlock dive for once. Too bad it was this seed.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate, but it happens. I mean, unfortunately, this being an elimination round, this will be the end. But you finished strong. I mean, you decided to finish a seed that was extremely difficult to route, extremely difficult to play. You decided to finish it out and stick it out, and I've got nothing but respect for that. So, GG to you, sir. Other than that, I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, GG's indeed, Sausage. That was a very nice race. I mean, we could probably sit here and debate, the metal slime counts were, I think, 6-2. We can debate how much time that really saves one or gains one. But either way, GG's to you, Sausage. And definitely enjoyed having you in the tournament. Definitely enjoyed watching your race today.
And did you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with the channel, Sausage? I think we might have lost him. Okay. Well, Ryguy, why don't you go ahead and take us home from myself and Lord of the Sith and Camion. Please give those guys a follow. Give Ryguy3745 a follow if you enjoy the randomizer madness that you have seen here. You'll definitely enjoy these fellow streams. And Bright Eye, if you take us home.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, thanks to everyone behind the scenes and to you as well as Muse Miniature. And we're going to go to Lord of the Synth has us going to Speed Gaming 1 for some Final Fantasy co-op. So enjoy that and have a good night, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow. We've got a full slate of 4 randomizers for you, so check them out across the Randomania, Speed Gaming, and RPG Limit networks. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.